genie
And
bottle.
of course, you have the deck too. But yeah,
Yeah, we do have the deck,
We'll humbly trade you for another genie bottle, and you can have Crack-a-Lacka in return.
I already have him. He's my best friend.
Yeah, no, we don't have Crack-a-Lacka right now.
Yeah, Fentrix just
Oh.
hangs out with Crack-a-Lacka and keeps making
I thought
deals
he
with
was
him.
in our bag. Oh,
No,
wait,
he
I missed
disappeared.
it. Never mind.
yeah,
Again?
you'll see. Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, he did come back, didn't he? And
Yeah,
then-
because he came back right at the end of our session, and we said keep him in the bag.
Yeah.
Or at least 2 sessions ago.
Yeah, he probably disappeared again.
Pull a card from the deck.
All right.
Okay.
Let us know when you're ready. Yep.
Just.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So the session began with Gwyn, Brother, Henri, and Kino meeting the rest of Group B, as well as Fentrix, Rin, and Frederick of Group C. Information was swapped between the two groups about the nature of the tomb and what they should and should not do moving forward. Kino's eyes lit up when Fentrix showed a crystal egg they found from saying the word virtue on a statue, and spoke to a vision of Bahamut after hearing the name Elizenzi. The group followed a summary of the mission given by Pierre Gretna and Nevian and headed past the room with the hags. There, Nevian used the teleportation key he had stolen from the hags, and he used it to jump back to the room with the central pool, and Sio was reunited with her warlock rod. The Professor Orb was returned to Erastus, and Kino was given back the golden clockwork finch by Gretna. The group pushed onwards, and Peregrine scouted through a set of doors to see 2 Naga having a lover's spat, the male a skeleton while the female was fleshy and living. The group charged forth, weapons ready, making quick work of the skeleton Naga, while the other fled deep below the water at a speed greater than 60 feet per round. This session ended with the group hatching a plan to pursue the remaining Naga as Kino cast a friendly message to Fentrix. I made it as short as possible.
Awesome. Yep. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Thanks. Right. So, and the important stuff for everyone in here is obviously we do have 9 in this thing. This is a larger session. So with combat, everybody has to predetermine all of their stuff. If we get into combat again, and then there will be a chance, probably, depending on what you guys do, there might be several to do things that will greatly affect Group B. I'll tell you when those come up. Only Group B can really make the decision on those. You guys can certainly have your input and go through it, but Group B will ultimately decide on that stuff since it actually greatly impacts them. All right.
How do I remove a token if I don't need it anymore?
You can actually just like hover, like select it, and then what'll end up happening is there'll be a trash can that eventually comes up. You just drag it to the trash can.
Oh, okay.
Anyone who doesn't have a token, they can just add one too. There's still
Yeah, it was
people
just-
that, yeah.
Moving the dancing sword for the time being. Just
Right. So as we left off, that is correct. The Naga has raced underneath the water and is somewhere hiding or something. It's also been hurt pretty substantially.
When we summon in, are the Group A characters already gone?
Yes, everything happened literally at the end of the session right now in real time. So yes, Brother has left, Kino has left, Henri has left. And
Yeah,
you guys were just in the room. Pan and obviously Umbra were already in this room, so.
Okay, I guess that would have been true because I was just thinking like Henri was there and Pan was like off in the void.
You're right, exactly. But yeah, but they're there, so you guys can pick up where you left off. You were just in survival mode. But the other thing to keep in mind is that you've already learned that Nagas tend to like come back to life at some point once they're killed. So killing them permanently is something. So
that was from Fentrix's giant IQ. His
That's
big
right.
brain.
That's right.
Would Nagas be in the Demonomicon?
You can look. You can certainly look.
Do I need to roll? I'm gonna look, but do I need to roll?
You don't need to roll. No, not on this
Okay.
one. All right. So you basically ask the book, you reach out to it, you go through it. The book does not return any response to you at all. It just opens to random pages that you can't read yet.
Okay.
So do we still want to try to fetch that thing's skull then? I mean, if they can like repeatedly get put back together, then do we want to try and separate it?
Ooh, a safe bet.
I mean, it's pretty deep at this point. We've already established that. None of us can get to the bottom.
Well, no,
safely.
we now have Erastus, who is a turtle, and Pan, who is a triton.
Right.
Yep. So both of those characters can breathe underwater for anyone that doesn't understand that fully.
I cannot.
Or he can hold his breath for an hour, but Pan, yeah.
Pan can breathe underwater.
I can also cast light on somebody, so this way you're not just in the darkness.
So
Is that
if we think that getting the skull is a good idea, Pan can technically go down, but he could also be attacked by the other Naga if the two pools connect.
yeah?
They most certainly. I
They do-
established that
They
they
do
definitely
connect, yeah.
connect.
Yeah,
Yes,
they do.
I established that one.
So we could freeze over the one of the pools.
That would only freeze the top, though, right?
For
Right.
the most part, yeah, he'd have to keep trying. You don't know for sure. You've never done this before, but you would guess that it would only freeze the top, probably.
Right.
But yeah,
But I mean that at least blocks it a little bit and gives us a barrier.
Not really. Realistically, it would just probably come back to the opening if it was going to attack us. What we do know is that it didn't look great. So I think making the move sooner as opposed to later is better, because if it has a
Yeah.
way to heal itself, it'll come back way faster than we're expecting.
So if we're quick, we might be all right.
I mean, it's up to Pan and Umbra,
Erasus, yeah, Pan or Erasus if they want to go down. Yep.
because like they're the ones that they're gonna have the risk.
Again, I'm also willing to do the whole rope thing where we kind of tie a rope to somebody who's a little skinnier too, and then kind of help pull. If there is any danger, then you'll get to the surface faster. On top of like anything else, right?
I mean, Pan and Erasus. What do you guys think?
I think at worst one of us will be attacked, but even if that happens, we'll at least be dragging the Naga out to be able to be attacked.
That's true too.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
And then, do you want to tie ropes to you and then hopefully get you pulled up quicker, or what?
That's feasible for Pan. Erasus is, I think, a little too heavy for that plan.
Well, I have a pulley too, right? I can set up the whole pulley, and that would.
We got like 8 people. I think we can pull them up.
Probably. It just might take some coordination and times. I am a chunk.
Chunky boy.
Well, would it be possible for Pan, since you can breathe underwater? I imagine you could speak underwater. Could you use that spell, the dimension door, in order to get the two of you out if you saw the Naga?
Yes, I should be able to.
Well, that's a good contingency plan, if nothing else. Not that against helping pull Erasus out, I'm just not that strong.
Hendrix, Krakalaka appears above your head again, visualizes above your head. He's now he can now be seen by everyone. He says he kind of whispers at you, but it's like annoyingly loud, so everyone can hear this. He's like, "So, what are we doing?"
The big snake we killed, they can come back to life if under whatever circumstances. I kind of just want its skull. More
Okay,
so for my own
Krakalaka.
game, but I think it might stop it from coming back to life if it doesn't have
He
its
looks at you,
entire
Pan. He says, "Hello, have you thought about my amazing offer?"
We've been thinking about it. We still don't have an answer though.
What happens if no one takes your offer? What
Yeah,
happens
and-
then?
Before he answers, I'm gonna pull out another set of manacles I have and just look between him and the pool of water.
Yeah. He says, "Well, if no one does that, then I cry a sad cry. However, maybe I can help with your Naga problem. I know it's a Naga. I know it's a Naga, Fedrix."
I think we know it's Naga as well.
All right. So you're gonna go down and you're gonna flush out the Naga.
No. I am going to help you with a riddle. And then when I help, someone's going to go through my portal.
Actually, I got an idea. How big is that portal you open up?
No,
So he actually opens it for you, and the portal itself is around 5 feet tall. It does basically coalesce into a point, meaning that the portal it almost looks like it's going to be an oval, but at the very top is like a little triangle point. It does open up into what looks like a decently green pasture that's lit, and he shows it off to everyone.
If
Let
you
It
know,
want,
looks nice. It looks like a
he-
nice area.
he admitted to us that it wasn't that nice.
oh, I know. My point is, if we send you down there to go get that skull and the other Naga comes, you could try to open up your portal and see if she'd be stupid enough to swim directly into it.
don't know if
Yeah,
it'll
he
fit.
says, yeah, here's the problem with that.
big,
Mints, kind of needs to be specific people. That's not really gonna work here
I
Why
mean, she's
not?
sentient.
because I'm kind of restricted to who can go through that stupid portal. But we're gonna try. Fentrix is gonna feed me some people, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm not gonna eat them. The portal will, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get lucky.
I
But
look and
Naga,
smile
no.
at Hendrix.
Naga, no.
Fentrix,
Naga,
you're not
no.
doing that.
Oh, not like good people, but like bandits. They can go through it. I don't really care. They're just
You're
hurting
giving
people.
him nothing that he wants.
Well, we're going to give the bandits the choice. Either they go through the portal, or we get to kill them. So, I mean,
Bandits.
yeah, I mean, if we run into some.
When have
Yeah,
you seen a bandit?
No, I
That-
mean like long term. I don't mean like right now.
There's enough bad people in the world that need
Yeah.
the justice of this portal. I'm alright.
We
with that.
basically, we
Option.
basically stumbled from,
bad people?
we
bad
stumbled from one ugly shit show to another.
Yeah. Don't worry. We got this handled, and the egg bearers. We'll handle this.
What? What? Whatever.
Oh yeah, we came up with the team name. Count of the Dragon.
You know
Okay.
that Naga's gonna come up any
Crackalaga.
second. We can talk
I was gonna
about
say
this later.
Crackalaga also becomes invisible again. Everyone notices this now too. This is the thing. So if you hadn't noticed before because you were gone or in survival mode or whatever, this is the first time you've seen this. Crackalaga literally right above Fentrix's head now basically dematerializes, but certainly looks like it's some kind of enchantment invisibility thing.
Well,
All right.
let's go ahead and do this. I'm not gonna be able to cast any spells while I'm down there because I can't actually breathe underwater. So I'll just
Do you want me to cast the light spell on you then? You can at least see.
I can do dark vision.
No.
But I mean, yeah, sure, go ahead. And if I need to cast dark vision on myself, I can. But
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
technically, you can cast spells. It's just you
can't
can't
have a verbal component.
add it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this would work or not, but could Bemi have Erasmus recorded voice saying
Bimmy is broken.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't work with semantic component anyway. It
I
has to
haven't
be
been able to
Erasmus,
fix
yeah.
Bimmy yet either.
That's is true. I forgot Bemi went boom.
Hey,
Um,
Rin,
Good
would
idea.
you be able to put yourself on push to talk? I'm getting some feedback from your mic.
Okay, I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I am
Um,
too.
That was Ren.
Well, let me just go ahead and make myself big in preparation of fighting this thing, and if I need to make myself go small again, I can just release concentration on it.
One of the things that you did notice while you were here, Erasmus, before is that it's hurt badly. Unless it's healing right now or it has healed, it's hurt very badly. That's the good news.
Why don't you just let me go big, Pan, and then you can just ride on my shell as I descend
Would you
down.
like a polymorph?
I don't need a polymorph. I am a polymorph.
Very well.
I'll cast light on you though, and we'll come over and do that. So
Okay.
you'll float.
I'll
And
put
it'll be 20 feet out, so you'll see basically the whole around you if you were in the center of the pool.
Yep.
Even big.
and into the breach I go again. And he reactivates his guardian armor and casts enlarge on himself.
All right. Are you also going, Pan?
Yes.
The plus side to all this is I fully expect to have to walk into anything that deals with electricity at some point.
This pool right here, this one.
Yeah. That's the one that they believe it went down. Yeah.
Get on my back.
Yes.
Get on my back.
Hang on. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And
So
we need the Auga submarine noise as I descend
Yeah.
into the water. Dive.
all right. So this is what it actually looks like as you start going down. Once you hit around 60 feet, It does get dark during that time, but of course with light around Erasmus. Pan, do you have dark vision as
I
well?
do. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, but as you guys get closer to 60 feet or so, you start to realize that the bottom of this cavern does open up. It actually is not a U, but opens up to the entire. And we'll use this. We'll actually use this whole thing here. This entire area is just water underneath here. So let me show you. So from here all the way beyond, this is all actually an open area underneath. So yes, the pools are connected, but there is an open area between all of this. What it looks like as you get down to around 140 feet, by the way, you're still in the cylinder. It does look like if you keep going to around 260, 280 feet, that's where it's going to open up. But you can already tell that it's not a U. You can see beyond some of this at where you're at. You can't see the Naga yet, but it does look like this whole area here is open to the water, at the very least. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to keep descending?
Uh,
How much? What's your rope, by the way? I don't think you have enough rope, guys. So as an FYI, did you decide to pull rope around Erasmus?
He went down before.
I
That
don't
was
think
Okay,
it was
that's
ever.
yeah. I don't think they have enough rope anyway. It's fine. Okay. All right. So you're gonna need to go to at least 260, 280 feet, something like that, to breach this whole area. So it's pretty deep. Is that what you guys decide to do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me know how you're going in. Are you gonna try to be careful, or are you just gonna like basically displace as much water as you can going there quickly?
I'm assuming we're being careful the entire way.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll stealth. You see, you can still roll stealth in water. It's not a disadvantage or anything. You guys get straight up stealth rolls.
17 total.
Okay.
10 total.
All right. So this is just for the noise right now. Obviously, the light is a damper on the stealth side of this, but okay. So you both got 17s, right?
No, I got a 10.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said 17. So
You got
Omri got a
17, so our average is
So
a 13
Pan,
and a half.
yeah, Pan got a 17 and you got a 10. Okay, that's fine. All right. So as you guys get to around 260 feet, it does look like once 20 more feet down or so, you're going to breach the open area. You do notice though, even from where you're at, that the Naga does seem to be over here. Here, let me grab it. The token. Over here in the corner, you also see a bunch of large bones around the Naga, including the skull of her her mate. But she is in the corner doing something. She has not noticed you yet.
I just, Chris, you in a previous statement, I actually can speak underwater if I speak Aquan.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So I actually can speak underwater.
Cool.
Which is
Aren't
good.
you holding your breath?
Pan understands Aquan, right?
I have primordial.
I think that's like a dialect. That'd be like Spanish and I'm speaking Portuguese.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same language though. I don't think you understand it.
Well, primordial has 4 like subsets, like in it, not infernal. It's like the 4 elemental languages, and primordial encompasses a different like hierarchy tree of them, and Aquan is just specifically Aquan. It's like Spain Spanish and then Portuguese and Brazilian Spanish and like Mexican Spanish. In that that's how I had it described to me. Primordial will be like the root dialect, but it doesn't really matter.
But the reason you can't cast spells is because you're holding your breath. So how can you speak?
Because Aquan is, while underwater, communicates through like waves. Like you make waves with your mouth, and it like the vibrations. People can tell what's going on with it. I don't know if that would count as a verbal, but it's the language.
Yeah, no, and you are right. Aquan actually is a subset of primordial. It is one of the primordial languages. So, which one do you have?
I have just have Aquan.
I know, but Pan? You have primordial?
I
as
have
a language?
primordial. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'd be fine. I would allow it. That's totally fine. You guys
So
can.
I can understand what Erastus says, but
I
If
can't
I'm
understand.
speaking primordial,
Correct.
he can't, but I should be able to speak common because I can breathe underwater.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
We're like a movie with subtitles. I'll just like point at it that I see it, and just kind of like turn my head and look back at you like, what do you want to do?
How far away is the skull?
I'll show you. It's so if you it's actually on the map now, and let me bring up. So
55 feet.
it's well, actually, I think it's, let's see. You guys are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus your distance. So it's like it's actually closer to like 80 feet away.
Is it the thing in the top of the room?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I just used the ruler tool. Whoops.
Yeah. Oh, the ruler's fucked up. You can't use the ruler tool. It doesn't count the squares properly. Yeah, it's not counting the squares properly for some reason. These aren't counting as 5 feet with the ruler. It's because the ratio is all fucked up. See if you look.
Yeah.
Oh wait, it actually is though.
Well,
Wait,
no, because
so
I just
how?
measured it and it was 55 feet.
Yeah, 60 feet. Yeah,
60
yeah, 60 feet there. That is actually right. Actually, so it is 60 feet from where you guys are, or 55 feet depending on where you put it. But you're also still like 20 feet up on top of that, so
Mm.
that's why it's around like.
Oh, okay.
So that is correct. Yeah, yeah. You're around 80 feet or so away from it.
I will just start swimming towards it slowly, like doggy paddling. I don't know if you've ever seen like a tortoise swim underwater, but they kind of just like weird like sideways back leg
Yep.
kick motion.
Yep. So once you guys get to here, so once you're down and you get to this area here, it's going to immediately breach both of your minds to speak to you, and it says in a high, shrill, like telepathic, like voice, "Have you come down to finish this off and kill me?" It says it to both of you. You can actually think back to it, presumably, and communicate with it, but this is all in your minds.
I don't say anything back to him.
All right.
If
You respond, Pan?
Pan speaks back, does Erastus hear what Pan says?
No, it's all telepathic. This is all telepathy.
But like, because the Naga spoke to both of us. So
Yes,
are
but
we?
but as far as you know, it's separate. You don't know that it's spoken to Erastus.
Okay.
You've only heard this in your head, Pan. Same thing with Erastus.
I'm gonna say back. Why the hags sent us to kill you? Why?
And Erastus, do you keep going forward?
I'm assuming would Pan like tap his head or something? Because
Yeah.
otherwise,
Pan would like kind of motion to hold on and not move forward, because with a question like that, she's probably preparing to attack.
okay.
So the Naga responds to you, Pan, and says, "Haven't you done enough damage already, you insignificant little ant? Look what you've done to my mate. If you want to come and finish me, you can try. Otherwise, you should have taken my deal."
I actually don't remember what the deal was. Sorry.
That's okay. Pan might not remember anyway. You can ask her.
What was
Whoa.
what was the deal?
What deal?
Yeah.
What deal?
Yeah, she
What?
she says, and it's again, it's telepathic. None of this is vocal, but it does sound shrill in your head because it's actually how she would sound. And it says, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You've done all of this and you don't even remember what I offered you?" She said, "Fine." She said, "Stay there. Get everyone else out." She said, "Leave this place, and I will give you what you want."
Can I hear this too, or is it just talking to Pan?
Right now, she's just focusing on Pan since Pan responded to her, but you can, of course, respond to her original message, Erastus. She can't actually talk to both of you in tandem. She has to separately channel each
She
one of
might
you.
be a little bit intimidated because now I'm the same size she is and in a
Yeah.
better shape.
Yep.
Pan will say back, that still doesn't answer my question of why the hags want you dead.
The hags are evil bitches, and they want my domain.
They want your room?
Oh, it's so much more than a room. What do you care, murderer?
I'll chime in at this point, just answering the original thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Bone
ahead.
Nagas are evil. You're evil.
She says, exactly, you insignificant little turtle. She said, come on, if you want to try to kill me, go ahead.
I'm gonna activate my Thunder Gauntlets and like all the bubbles start coming off the energy and just say, I'm not a turtle.
And Pan, she responds back to you and she says, why couldn't you have just taken what you wanted? I know what all of you want. You're obviously here against your will like everyone else. You just want to leave, right? Well, too bad. Now you're going to kill me. I will come back later and you're still going to lose. You're
If
such
we
an
win against you
insignificant...
if we win against you once, we can win against you twice, and we can win against you as many times as you come back to life.
How about infinitely?
Then we'll kill you infinitely.
I'm gonna feed you to a dragon turtle.
She said, by all means, try.
All right. I'm moving forward. I'm done with this.
Yep, that's fine. Go for it. Yep. All right, so you guys are moving forward. Once you get
Wait,
to
sorry.
around...
I'm
Go ahead.
actually going to cast silence.
Sure. Roll initiative. If you cast any spell like that, you have to roll it. Just roll initiative. She can see you. and
And
everything.
That's fine. That means that she
Yep.
can't cast spells at us from a distance.
it's
Yep,
the
but go
only
ahead.
weapon I have.
She is going to move out of that spear, and you know it. But what I'm saying
It,
is
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
she has to move first.
Yep. But go ahead and roll for initiative. You're casting, so roll for everybody. Roll for initiative. Not sorry. The Naga is going to roll, and then Pan and you guys will roll. Pan and Rassus. Ooh. I think she's going first, but we'll see.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah.
Would Pan get her action off because that's what triggered initiative?
No. Once this all happens at once. She sees the spell going. Everybody acts at once, and we get to see who goes first. It's not like you get to hold an action like that. So, and she got a 27. So, what'd you get, Erasmus? Sorry, what'd you get?
3.
Okay. All right. So she goes first. So hold on 1 second. She sees you casting something. She doesn't care what it is and doesn't actually know what you're casting. But hold on 1 second. All right. Yep. Okay. So she goes ahead and casts
This is gonna hurt.
her favorite spells at you. Go ahead and both give me dexterity saving throws.
Uh-oh.
$23.
15.
Okay. All right. Pen saves. Erasmus, you do not. And
Damn
she's
it.
up, and she is upcasting this. She is pissed. Hold on 1 second.
Rassus has been just like catching it constantly lately.
It's alright. Him and Fentrix share that.
Oh, dude, you're gonna hate this too, because you are so sick of the spell. Trust me.
Hit a lightning bolt,
Oh,
Chris.
God
Am I getting
damn
another
it.
goddamn lightning bolt?
And the water. Hold on. Let's see.
From a
Let's see.
distance.
And it's upcast. But hold
Hit me
on.
with this in the past 2 sessions 6 times. I'm
I
not
know.
hitting everyone. I've been hit with 6
I
times.
know. It is true. It
We
is
almost got
true.
hit by it last session. If it makes you feel any better,
They did.
got
No.
counterspelled.
Yeah.
She tried this trick on us multiple times, and it kept getting counterspelled.
It's like, oh yeah, my grandpa was murdered.
Oh,
Well, my
I
house is
rolled.
burned down.
I rolled so horribly. Wow.
Horribly good or horribly
Fucking
bad?
Bad
Low.
for low damage.
Oh.
So you only take 31, Pen. You take. Oh my god, that was 10d6. But anyway, 31 and Pen, you take half. But she
Ow.
does get
Pan takes
Latin.
31 or Erastus
No,
takes 31?
Erastus takes
Okay, because the
31.
first time
take
you
half.
said Pan, I was like, oh my god.
No. You know, Pen takes half of 31.
50.
That's actually the last one she has. So
Well, my
yep.
my force field is broke.
Yep. All right. All right. Go for it.
I had 10
It's,
temporary HP from something.
That was me.
It's Henri. It's you. I mean,
Oh,
not
it's
Henri,
Henri's
what am I
turn?
saying? Yeah, it's Pandemonium's turn. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So basically, you see that she has now cast and ripped through you in the water a bolt of lightning that has come through and shocked you. So
would I
Yes, nice
still
one.
have to stick with silence because that's what I said I was doing?
yeah, you do. Yep.
Okay, then I'm going to still cast that.
Yep. Yeah, this all happens at once. This literally happens all at the same time. So, all right. Where are you casting silence?
I'm trying to. Oh my god, this is so difficult. I'm trying to do it so that like it's in the corner.
Right. So just go ahead and show me where the dot is. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Yeah. She didn't know to move. So that's the good news. That's the good news of you going second. So you do get it off, and she is silenced. All right. Actually, is there any save for silence? There is, isn't there?
Nope. Just makes
No,
it.
there's not. That's right.
For the
There's
duration,
not.
no sound can be created because it's not targeted on a person. I'm
Right.
targeting on
That's
a
right.
space.
That's right. Yep.
Well, there
All
goes
right,
my attack.
Erasmus. All right, Erasmus. Yeah, she's in it because obviously she didn't know what Henri was casting.
Sorry.
Okay, give me 1 second. I have to refigure out what I'm gonna do. Because I can't cast spells. I can't use my Thunder Gauntlets.
They count as a spell.
I thought you could cast spells.
Si-
because
No,
you're-
I reread it. I actually can't.
Oh, she silenced the
Silence makes it so that thunder damage is nulled because
Oh,
thunder is based
right.
on sound.
Yep.
Got it. That makes sense.
It's really iffy on what happens underwater too. Like there are actually no rules as written for water enhancing lightning, which is super fucking dumb.
So,
I just like fudge it, but
All right, I
Yeah.
will draw my mace and attack.
just real quick, I as a bonus action, I wanted to give Erastus a bardic inspiration.
Okay. All right. All right. Go ahead, Erastus.
Also seeing Erastus go into attack, Pan's actually gonna is gonna release his shell and stay back.
Yeah. Yep.
Natural 1.
Okay. Yep. So you miss. All right. It is the Naga's turn. Man, this might actually get real. This might be hard. All right. So all right. So the Naga. So now that you're up close and personal, the Naga is actually going to try to bite down on you with its bite. Let's do this. So let's see if it can hit you though. Hold on 1 second.
I actually want it to.
Yeah, we'll see. So are you? So Erastus, you're right up next to it, correct? Because you wanted to.
Yep, I'm
okay.
between it and the wall.
Yep. Okay. All right. Perfect. So, it's not going to hit you actually. 15 is not going to hit.
Nope.
All right. So hold on.
There's that AC coming into play.
Yeah. Yeah. So it literally goes to bite through your armor and it can't. And then it does go through and. Where is this? My God. Here we go. Yeah, no, that's all it's going to do this turn. It can't do anything else. All right, Pan, it's your turn.
Chris,
Yep.
after it hits me, I'm going to take my reaction. I'm using my repulsion shield, and I'm knocking it 15 feet back into the wall.
Okay.
So I don't know if
All
that
right,
will
cool.
damage it, but it's
it definitely might stun it if it's getting something set
yeah,
up. So, yeah.
it can't. It's a 15-foot repulsion blast that would knock it into the wall.
Cool. All right, cool. Awesome.
We've
Yep.
discussed before that there can be a quick conversation between Erastus and
Yes.
Pan, correct? Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Pan's gonna yell in common, do you want me to drop the spell?
Erastus cannot answer you.
I turn around and I start to say something, and then I just
Wait, I
shake
thought
my
that
head no.
you said. Oh, did you find out you can't?
No,
No,
the
I
problem
can
is he's in
talk.
silence. He's in silence.
Oh, right.
Erastus is
In
currently within
silence.
silence. Yeah, he's right next to it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will just shake my head no.
Okay, is the Naga wearing armor?
The Naga, no, but it has like natural armor. It's not wearing any kind of armor though.
Okay, then I'm just gonna do vicious mockery. That's a wisdom save.
All right, here we go.
Wait.
Can it hear you?
Nope. No, I actually just checked that. It can't. It has to be able to hear me. God,
Okay, cool.
I have a lot
No
of
worries.
sound-based spells for somebody who likes casting silence.
Yep.
All right, no worries. All right, Erastus, your turn.
Hit it again.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, that's better. Unnatural 20.
Yeah, that hits. Unnatural 20 hits. How much damage?
Only for 5 damage.
Okay, that's cool. No, that's good. All right, you know that it's close to death anyway, so you do slam into it, and it opens up some of the wounds that's already on there. So I mean, this thing is definitely hurting. It's the Naga.
With my offhand, I made the attack action. I'm gonna. No, wait, I have a shield. Can't do an unarmed strike. Never mind.
All right, cool. All right, so the Naga's gonna go ahead and try to bite into you again. Incredible said it didn't get you the first time, so okay, yeah. So 20.
20 ties, so 20 breaks. And I don't know if me slamming into the wall did any damage or factored into its attack at all.
It did. It was going to cast a spell, so it looks
Okay.
like it's been stunned. Yeah. So it does. So it does go ahead and bite you. It does. The bite is not so bad. It's what comes after. So, all right. So the bite only does. It does 10 points of damage. I rolled max 10 points of damage. However, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw right now.
You have bardic inspiration as well.
Yes, it takes another 3 damage. I forgot my weapon damage goes up when I'm enlarged.
Okay. Cool. Yep. Awesome. So 8. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's doing poorly. All right. So you got a 9, right?
12.
Okay, yeah, it fails. So you take.
I'm rolling great tonight.
Okay, all right. Hold on. This one might hurt. Let's see. This is the poison.
Even like 5 sessions.
Yeah, you take 39 points of poison damage, and you are poisoned.
Ooh, ouch.
All right.
I'm about to die.
Yep.
Again.
Yep. Yeah, the Naga poison is pretty shitty. So you take, yeah, it's 78 poison damage, and then you're of course poisoned. All right.
Well, it's my enlarge drops. There's like no way I can keep that con up.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Pan, it's your turn. You see all this happen. That's all the Naga can do for now. You do see that it like bites into Erastus, and some kind of searing poison goes into him, and he reacts pretty violently. It's pretty dramatic.
Okay.
This thing is dangerous even when it's almost dead with 2 people. It can
Well,
get
yeah,
dangerous.
I can't. I just keep hitting it with a mace over and over again.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. I'm going to. God, I've never used this before, so sorry. This might be slow. I'm going to animate the skull of the dead Naga.
Okay. Yep.
It is, so that makes it a dancing item.
Yep.
That's my action. I don't think that it can go then.
You're correct. It'll go next turn though.
But yeah, that is my action.
You're gonna try to use her baiting it. Wow, that's brutal and piss her off big time. All right, cool. All right, Erastus, is your turn.
I just realized. I just remembered I have extra attack. I should have been attacking twice this whole time.
Oh yeah. That's fine. Go ahead and attack this time.
The natural one.
Yep, that misses. You get one more attack.
Oh man.
Um,
I'm assuming she's like over the skull.
16.
16 does hit. 16 hits.
Isn't it
Another
dismount?
5 damage.
5.
Man.
All right. Yep. No, 5 damage. You can tell that you've now reopened wounds next to its like literal heart. It's very close to death.
With bonus action, I'm gonna do my force field.
Yep. Okay. All right. It's your turn, Pan.
This sucks.
Wait, did the
Can you
Naga
do the
go? I'm
force
sorry,
field?
did I miss that?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's the Naga's turn. What am I doing?
Teacher,
Yep.
we
I'm
have
sorry.
homework. What about the homework, teacher?
All right. It is the Naga's turn. No, that was dumb. All right. Okay.
I mean, I'll go.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Amanda. Thanks. All right. All right, let's see. Most spell slots are burned through. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, the Naga's gonna go ahead and try and bite you again. It's also panic close to death. It's a no thing to do spells
Oh
anymore.
yeah. Also, when it
Um,
when it would have hit me again, I would have repulsed it back into the wall again.
Yep. Yeah. It's not gonna be able to do its spell. It's gonna try to bite you. Let's see if it works. Now it's in like its primal like feral mode. No, you got lucky. It rolled a 12. It's not going to get through you. All right, Pan, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to have the skull attack.
Yep, go for it.
What's that? My spell modifier to hit is +8.
Yep.
Lord. Oh Lord, he coming.
So,
Yeah, that's pretty
but
good.
I have to
Yep.
manually roll that, so. Nope, that's a misspelling a roll. 14.
Oh, what? No, just under. Yeah. So she sees that you've like tried to reanimate the skull of her mate. That's what you tried to do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a dancing skull now.
Yep. And it goes to literally like kill her. And she just narrowly misses it. She is super pissed at you, Pan. Probably gonna come after you next. Erastus, your turn.
I rolled a 14 to hit. And a 22
Yeah.
to hit.
22 hits.
4 damage.
All right. Yeah, Erastus like basically maces her where that open wound is, right next to her heart, and it literally explodes, and you're able to kill her outright.
Nice.
Yep.
I just start to like a dead fish. I just go limp and start floating back up to the surface.
Dance the
Are you
skull.
light enough that you would float up?
Are you taking silence down, or are you keeping it, Pan? While we're out of initiative.
I'll keep it up for now.
Okay.
I displace a lot of water.
Yep.
It's 10
I'll
minutes,
swim back
so.
up. I'm swimming back up. I'm done with
Okay.
it.
All right. All right. So you start swimming back. Remember, there's this pool here too. This is a place where you can get up as well.
Yeah, I'm going to the North Pool, and I'm just gonna swim up and break the water and just like
Okay.
belt flop like a sea lion onto the floor, and just start like crawling onto the floor, and then just flip over onto my back and click.
You guys can see this too. So there's a physical element to this. So when Erastus gets up, anywhere where his skin is exposed, you can see that his whole body has become this like deep, dark, like almost like blackish color. It looks, it looks bad.
I'll just
held
flick
my
my helmet
action.
down
Well,
and let my
where is
helmet.
he?
He's right. This is Erastus is the cog. Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
5,
get
10,
the
15, 20,
the
25,
skull
30. I had held my action to do healing word.
Yeah,
so I
that's
had to
fine. You
place
can
it
just
like
walk
this
up
one
too,
happened.
since you're not initiative. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
I
totally
mean,
fine.
I'm
I
gonna
can-
take my off and pass out.
Yep.
Theo immediately runs over to Erasmus and cradles his head as Gretna starts to heal him.
I'll do cure wounds if I don't have
Well,
to do my
you don't
healing
have to
word.
do
So.
that. I can also give him 20 points back outright too.
Okay.
Hit him with the lay on hands.
I'm
So
gonna
you don't-
search the pile of bones.
That's fine. Yeah, if you go through, so the skull is still there intact. Many of the bones have been cracked and shattered. So the only thing
I got
that's
16.
really usable is like the skull.
Hmm.
Yep. However, the problem is you've heard that Nagas do come back.
Mhm.
So feel free to take the skull, but you might be taking the Naga.
We could always just bring it to the hags and let them deal with it
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say we should gather
as
as many
proof
bones as
that
possible.
we finished the job.
Yeah, did the female Naga leave anything behind?
So when you go ahead and make an investigation check on the female Naga.
Because I think we're supposed to bring back proof. 15.
Yep. All right. As you go through the female Naga, there is what looks like so now that her body is open in several places, inside the female Naga is some kind of glass object, but unfortunately, in order to get to it and even to like really truly see it, you would either have to find a way to bring the body up, or you need to literally cut the area around it, cut out all the muscle and everything, and bring this whole like chunk up with you.
Hang on 1 second.
There is some kind of glass object inside of the Naga.
So just in case you didn't, weren't completely paying attention, you do at least have 20 points of healing from lay on hands.
And
Erasmus.
16 from me, so it's 36 altogether.
Yep.
How much does the body weigh?
The whole body weighs over 600 pounds.
Damn it.
But yeah, so however, if you want to, you just need a weapon. You can spend the time to start cutting. It's not easy. There's a bunch of bones, sinew, and a bunch of other things that are. Well, by the way, your lay on hands. How many points do you need to get rid of poison? I forget.
It's
I will-
5.
Okay, so you're on poison. Okay, that's fine. Cool.
I could lift that much.
Yeah, I'll start cutting it out.
Okay.
Can I
It's only
have
to
the
take- it's-
skull like help me by like chewing through the meat?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's yours right now. So, yeah. How long does the spell last for?
Hang on 1 second, because it's an action.
Well, so the real question is that and
An hour.
silence concentration.
Yeah, you have it for an hour. So
Silence is
sure.
concentration, but the anime object is not a concentration. It's a
Yep.
class feature, so it's not a spell.
No,
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah, I've never gotten to use it, so I'm pretty happy.
Yep.
But yes, I am attempting to cut out the object.
Okay, that's fine. If it helps you, it's gonna help you go through it. So, it's only gonna take half the time. So, in around 7.5 minutes, Pan's gonna get whatever that thing is out of that. While she's doing that, though, you guys go ahead and do your thing.
Just like Pan doesn't come up for 7 minutes, everybody's just staring at the pool like, Erasmus? What
Yeah,
happened?
no one. Yeah, exactly. No one knows what's going on down there.
Yeah.
So,
After
how did it go?
Erasmus comes up, Theo will cross out one of the names in her book, write Pan's in, and send her a message asking if she's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just getting proof.
Cool.
I'll be
Theo
up soon.
will Theo will relay that to the group that Pan's fine. She's just collecting proof from the Naga to take back.
That's good at least. It's a job well done, right? I mean, just some giant steak people. Nothing too bad.
I imagine just like Erasmus's head whipping around at that one.
So, I mean, I do have a question, and I'm gonna look to Gretna on this one. Do you think there's a way we can do like some of our holy magic to stop the undead one from reanimating, or at least pray to our gods to see if we can banish it, sort of?
I can do banishment. I can't do turn undead anymore because I already did it with the big pool of green skulls. So that's unless I rest, I can't do that again.
Oh, I mean, I could technically do that. I could also, and I'll hold up my Warhammer, which I mean, you'd be able to tell, kind of just radiates a bright, yellow light within like
How
5.
many got there?
I could, also kind of empower this, and I can really get the Kraken if we wanted to make sure it did it. But
You can both make a religion check on knowing now that it's a Naga. Make a religion check on both of these ideas and see what you come up with.
oh boy, here comes the big brain.
Chris,
So-
in the meantime,
Yeah.
sorry.
Would I be able to make that
You
check?
think
though?
it'll probably work? No, you think it'll work. Gretna, may in a second potentially. Gretna, go ahead and you make it. 12.
My religion, yeah, 12.
You don't think banishment will work because it's concentration, and you can only banish something for a whole minute before it comes back anyway.
Yeah,
At the
I've
same
wondered
time,
about the banishment. They said if we take things out of here, they could be shredded. Like that's the only thing that might happen. Otherwise, it's not going to work at all.
well, that's the thing that you think about. That's the one conjecture that you don't know. Maybe if you banish something and it does destroy it, maybe it won't come back.
But
However,
otherwise, it's not going to work.
you do with your 12 also, like, if it's anything like what you've heard of before you went into the tomb about things that come back like liches or whatever, even if you destroy every physical remnant of the body, it actually may not matter. You're not sure about that. It is
Mhm.
possible it could still come back like a lich comes back, but you don't know this for sure. Anyway, go ahead. Well, someone said something. Was that Umbra?
I was just gonna ask if I could have made the check as well.
So after she so Gretna, it depends on if Gretna says any of this out loud.
Oh yeah, I was talking to Fentrix about it. I said, I've been thinking about banishment. I asked when we first got here and everything, and I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean,
you can make
it'll
one.
work or it won't. I could try the
You-
spell, but
You can
I
make
don't
one,
have much
Umbra.
hope.
I did
Yeah,
one too, and I got a
15?
24.
Okay. What'd you get, Umbra?
15.
Okay. All right. So with a 15, the only thing that you know for sure is that it's not coming back with any kind of magical item, and you just don't know like how these Nagas come back. So one thing you get, Ren, is that even though you have no idea how Nagas come back either, you're pretty sure at this point that it doesn't need its physical body to come back. The physical body is a marker, but even if you were to completely destroy the body, for somehow Nagas come back. It doesn't actually matter if the physical body exists. You don't know how they determine where they come back with that role, but you do know that at the very least that. You're just not very familiar with these things though.
Well, I
Alright.
think we should be as quick as possible to get all the bones back to the.
However, it
Yeah.
takes at least a day or so. This is one thing that you both with your 15 or higher, you're pretty sure it's the Naga's not going to come back right away. It's going to take at least a day or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was something we got when we rolled for it in the hallway before we
That's
entered.
right. That's right. Yeah. I
But
think
the
that's right.
but the hags must know this about the Nagas. So well, we can bring it back to them and tell them that they'll probably say, it's not dead yet," and then it was all for nothing.
There's
But
something I
maybe we
would
can
like
check
to
them.
do, if you don't mind.
Did I get the orb out at this point? Or the
You did. It's a
glass?
glass object. Yeah. So at this point, you go back. It looks like it's a double-sided triangle, meaning that it's a triangle that looks like it's like a diamond, essentially, like a D8. It's some kind of glass triangle thing. It's around the size of it's like 8 inches tall. You're not sure what this thing is yet.
Okay, so I'm going to take that and the dancing item. I'm going to go back up to the surface.
Okay.
So yeah, my question was going to be if I could wear the skull of the Naga until we returned it, because I mean it looked pretty badass. I needed to feel good about myself.
It's big enough
Yeah.
that you certainly could.
Will the skull even fit in our bag of holding?
No, but I mean we're not walking far. I mean I would hold it regardless if I couldn't wear it, but I figured I've always wanted to wear something like that, right? Why not take the chance to do it?
So
Fair
as
enough.
Pan does come up, as Pan starts, are you bringing the item back up, Pan?
Yes.
So as Pan does come up, first of all, she's covered in this like green-esque liquid that's presumably the Naga blood that you guys saw all over her.
I would have
on
prestidigitation it off.
Okay, so you see that first, and then you see her presentation, all that off. But you also see the skull of her large, like the large skull of her mate, come up besides Pan, fully like animated, flying above her.
I want to show that to Cracklehacken. He might enjoy that a little too much. We'll have a friend.
Maybe they're related.
Before you put that on your head, is there any like, are the teeth like poisonous and things? Like, is there poison that we could extract from the teeth?
Of the skull? No.
Yeah.
So you look at it, you go through it, you don't even need to roll for this. The skull doesn't even look like if it had bitten you, there would be a way for it to poison you. You'd
Okay.
have to go back yeah.
As everybody's checking out the skull, I'm gonna turn to Umber and say, I also found this. I'm gonna hold up the glass item.
Yeah.
Ooh. Can I look at it? Does
Yeah.
it? I'll look it over and I'll ritual cast detect magic.
Okay. Yeah. Well, while he's doing that, does anyone else want to do anything else?
Yeah, can I see that skull for a second?
I'll cast Identify on it while he's doing that.
Sure, you can
Yeah,
pick
if you
it up
just
if you want.
cast, if you cast Identify on it as a spell, then
I have to ritually cast it.
are you gonna ritually cast it? Okay, well then,
Yeah, I have to. I'm out of spell.
that's fine. So while you guys are doing that, go ahead, Fintrix.
Oh, I'm just gonna take the skull and try putting it on.
You do. You go to take it, but you realize that it's like tethered with other things. Like literally, it actually flies out of your grasp too as you try to like go around. Everyone sees it. It's like Fintrix trying to grab it. Now it's under your control, Pan, so you can decide where it's going to go now.
Okay, I'm going to drop the dancing ability.
Okay. All
Just
right.
so
So
he
it
can
falls.
pick it up.
It falls next to you, Fintrix. You can pick it up.
Yeah.
It's heavier than you expected. It's definitely everything you expected. This thing is a full on like 80 pounds. You're like, holy crap. But yeah,
Ooh.
it's super heavy. The bones are actually incredibly thick, and it's not porous like a human skull. It's pretty freaking solid bone.
Hmm.
You're
Yeah, 'cause
you're
we were.
decently. I mean, what is your strength again? Actually,
I think
let me
it's a
double check.
14. That might be wrong.
Yeah, no. You're strong enough that you can pick it up, and it's not gonna like give you disadvantage if you wanted to try to like wear it. It's not gonna give you any AC bonuses though.
Yeah, that's fine. I wanted to wear it for the look.
Yeah.
I didn't care about anything else.
Yeah, you're strong enough that it's so this is how it's going to work. As long who knows how long you have this, but you can wear this for up to a week. After a week, it is going to start to like give you some problems. Like it's going to give you like sore
headaches.
necks and like yeah, shit like that. But you have a week with it. We'll see what happens.
So
But yeah.
It's gonna
How's it look?
reanimate and
There-
snap
looks
your
really
head
good.
open.
Right?
It actually does
Yeah.
look a little intimidating. So if you guys saw the original thing, this is a pretty big skull. So he's wearing it like an oversized helmet, and it's yeah. You have a pretty big head as a dragonborn, though. So
Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah, between
dragonborn.
that
A
and the
dwarf it would look stupid, but a dragonborn it looks good.
Not to mention, I made him chunky and tall for a dragonborn too. He's
Yeah.
big.
Yep.
Um,
All right.
Now here's the waiting game we play, where our wizard friends like to. And then I'll point towards Rin. He likes to do this a lot. He just sits around and identifies things.
Oh, you're a wizard too, are you?
Yeah, and as you guys are going through, so detect magic goes off. It is magic. It does have some kind of enchantment magic, but it also has transmutation magic. And then, when I'm sorry, not transmutation, abjuration magic. And then as you cast identify on it, you realize that this is an actual basically get out of it. So what it does is you break the glass crystal, and once you break the glass crystal, it opens up an arcane gate. There is no way to know where the arcane gate goes, unfortunately. And once the crystal is broken, without going through it, unless you have a means to go back and forth in some capacity through this. Now, once it also has a limited tether to whether it is. You don't know what that number is, but everything that goes through it counts as a charge. And unfortunately, the only way to know the charges on this is to do some magical experimentation, which means you have to get pretty high in an Arcana check without expending a charge itself. If you wanted to send your familiar through, for instance, like these are things you know as a wizard, you could, but it's going to expend a charge, and then you still have to do the Arcana check. So you might as well just try to figure this out through the weave. It is going to go somewhere. You're not going to know where unless you take up charges. There is a chance that if you take up charges, not everyone in the party would be able to leave this place. But it is some kind of arcane gate.
From a meta perspective, if that happens, I mean, that's basically the campaign for us. Like, we're done.
Yeah.
Hey Rin, how about you help me do a
Sure.
study?
What's your Arcana?
+8.
Okay, yours is better. Take advantage.
Do you want
And,
guidance?
With pleasure.
Flash of Genius it.
Bardic inspiration.
Oh
Guidance.
my gosh, all the things.
Yeah, just take all the things.
All right, so there's the Arcana check. So 19 plus Bardic plus Flash of Genius, so that's 19 plus 5 is 24. Plus a D4. What's the die for Bardic Inspiration? D8?
6.
You got 6.
D6?
You got 6. I rolled for you, sorry.
Oh, thank you.
I'll roll for guidance.
Actually, wait, hang on.
All right, so right now, so 24 plus. All right,
Ignore
just
the
let me know
second
what
one.
the guidance is.
+1 for guidance.
That's a 31.
Yeah, it's 24. We've done it. So, you're able. So you guys spend like 5 minutes going through it. You both are looking through, doing some kind of like push and pull through the weave. You you finally come to the decision that it's got somewhere between 10 and 13 charges. You know it doesn't have any less than 10. Once this is over, though, once you going back and forth on this, once the 13, if it is 13, once those charges are complete, it's gone. It's not going to work anymore.
They wanted
You,
this.
you are not 100% sure that this will work getting you out if there's any kind of protections against Arcane Gate, but you do know that if you break this, it's going to open up an Arcane Gate.
We also don't know where it leads.
Correct. You do not know where it leads. You're going to have to send something through as a charge, and then if it comes back again, it expends another charge.
So how many people are in your party total?
Well, Mac isn't here.
He's
Right.
technically here.
Everyone,
Wait.
even people that aren't here.
Yeah.
11.
Identify would have told us how much
I mean,
charges
10.
it
It's
has.
10 altogether right now.
Yeah. Well, we also have the new person, right?
No, it's supposed to, but in this case, it's these are limited charges done randomly, so that's why I'm making you roll the Arcana check. So you're actually rolling for me. So that number was going to be different depending on how high you got. So
31's pretty fucking high.
Yeah.
And that was 11. If you had gotten a natural 20, it would have been like a 42.
Yep. I think that would have been like the highest roll of any group.
I think the highest is still right now the ranger I had with like a 35 stealth.
Ezreal, I think, got, he cheated, but he technically had a little bit. I think that high, actually, because he had that mace.
Plus 20 hit the plus 20 mace doesn't count.
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. All right, guys. So what do you want to do?
Well, I think it's a good option. Is this why the women in the other room wanted this Naga? Was to get this item to leave?
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. They don't seem like they can leave the room, just like those other creatures as well. So it's entirely possible they want it out.
I could go back down and get a different piece of the Naga, and we can hand
That's what I
that
was
over.
going to suggest. Could you take her head off and then bring that back up? Because then we'd have both skulls, and then bing, bang, boom. That's your proof.
Yeah.
2 helmets.
Well, I don't think the fleshy one would work as well as a helmet. You'd have to clean it and let it dry out, but
While we're discussing this, can we take a short rest? Because I have no spell slots left.
Yeah, I mean, this room would assumably be safe. I mean, we haven't noticed
Yeah,
a lot.
the hags did ask you for proof, if you remember. So they wanted like a pound of flesh or something to just prove that this was finished. So.
And then who's really good at deception? Because who's going to talk to them, tell them that we didn't find anything else?
that is a whole Fentrix thing.
I
Yeah,
I
but
don't think we should lie to them, to be honest.
But yes, I wouldn't feel comfortable lying on behalf of anybody else either way. I would
No,
just forego telling the truth. That's all you have to do.
Well, I wouldn't bring up that we found anything, but if they bring it up, who's saying that we didn't find anything? Because I
no
wouldn't want to
offense,
give it up to them.
no offense, Mister, but I'm about double your size, and those lightning bolts dropped me. So I don't want to see what they do to you. You might just get fried instantly. So
Yeah,
We
let's
also
they,
have a lot more people, though.
yeah, let's just keep the greener ones in the back, and hopefully we can meat shield enough.
Well,
with pleasure.
I don't think
We
we've
weren't
considered.
just to kill them.
Yeah, the whole point of this was so that we didn't fight them. This was the
Right, but
alternative
if
to
we're
fighting
Yeah, we
them.
lying,
stopped
if
fighting
we're
them. We
lying
could
to
have
them,
killed them
if
to
we're
do
lying,
this.
my point was, if we're going to lie to them, there's always the chance that goes sideways.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
the main thing we have to remember is we weren't sent to retrieve. Sorry, your mic's doing the thing again. We weren't sent to retrieve this item. We were sent to kill them, which we did. As long as we bring that proof, they probably won't care or know about this item.
Well, why do we even have to tell them anything?
Exactly.
We could leave.
Well, that
Well,
was
we
my
could just
point.
But we
leave.
have to return proof. They did ask for
But-
us to return with proof that we killed
But
them.
do we?
Fucking,
Well-
where's Kraka? He's gonna say some dumb shit and get us in trouble again.
He won't say dumb shit. And if he does say dumb shit, blame Ren.
No,
Why?
100%.
It's
What did I
funny,
do
why?
wrong?
You took the bag of holding, right? No, actually, you sent him through the gate. Presumably, that's why he's here.
Well,
No.
Just open the gate and throw his ass through it.
I don't trust Kraka to do that much.
Well, no.
No.
What I'm saying is,
I'm
when
not saying we
were in
follow
the
him. We just throw him through it and leave him there.
I'm gonna jump in the
Well,
water.
Yeah. Well, my thing was when we were in in the tomb ourselves, we sent Crockett through a gate. That could be how he ended up here.
Are you gonna cut out some flesh, Pen?
I'm gonna see if I can bring the woman's skull with me as well.
Yeah,
Like a
the
matching
head.
set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
if
Takes you
she
10
brings
minutes
it-
if you can.
Yeah, I mean, if she brings that up, I'd
I'm
like
gonna go down there and help her.
As they go and do that, besides what we've brought up, like the Naga skulls and that diamond-looking contraption, this room is bare, correct?
That's right. So when you start looking around, there's not anything else that's of notice in this room. Like there's nothing important.
Okay.
However, you do know that the room, like if you go through and open these doors, you're going to be back to the dragon turtle room. But
Right. Well, as Pan and Arasis go to retrieve the head of the other Naga, Co would like to go approach Fentrix and ask him if it's okay to kind of like mess around with the skull that he's wearing, because Co has never seen anything like this interesting before. Like everything that we faced so far really just gives Co a little sparkle in her eye, because this is all very new and cool to her.
Yeah.
So she'll ask Fentrix if it's okay if she looks at the skull.
Yeah, I'll sit down too. So this way, even between the added height from the skull and him just being tall in general, he doesn't have
Yeah.
to bend down. Also, I don't know. Were you here last session at all?
No, I was not.
For the sake of it too, I'll bring out the Dragon Egg to go over that whole thing again.
Yep.
Sit through that so you can see that.
Yeah, Co will look very bright-eyed. Because I imagine he's bringing it out as she's fiddling with the Naga head. Could she just, slide the rod very subtly into her hand as she's handling this skull?
yeah, just do like basically you have a couple different options if you're going to try to deceive. Like if you're doing this stealthily, you just have to make like a performance check to do it or sleight of hand check. And then yeah, once that succeeds, it's easy.
Okay.
Otherwise he sees you do it, obviously.
Okay. I'll do sleight of
Kaylee, I swear
hand.
to God.
Yep.
If you
Sleight
kill
of hand,
this,
yeah.
if you kill this egg,
Go ahead and
I
do sleight of hand.
I
Yeah.
forgave you for Banquo.
Well, I'm
If you
starting
kill
with
this
the Naga
dragon, I
skull.
swear to
I'm
God.
I'm not manhandling the egg yet.
Yeah.
Just
No,
the
no,
nugget.
no, it's
She
okay.
doesn't
Go ahead and do the
rod
sleight
either.
of hand. Yep, go ahead and do the sleight of hand.
Thank you.
Doesn't have a rod. Thank God.
Well, that's an 8. Can I give myself guidance?
You can, yeah, of course. Yeah, you would anything you would want a guidance, you can guidance, yeah.
Cool. I don't think it's
I
gonna
don't
do
think you.
shit.
Don't help her, Chris. Let her fail.
That's a 9 total. I didn't do too hot.
All right. What's your passive perception, Fentrix?
11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mine's
So
a
even
13.
Fentrix, well, Fentrix, you're the one closest anyway. So even you see the rod immediately. It's pretty ornate. It's got a crystal on the end of it. You notice, not only do you see the rod, but you notice that she is doing her best to try to just kind of put it in her hands so that she could touch the skeleton with it. But you
What
see
do you-
all this.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry?
The rod? I mean, like I'm an idiot, but I'm not dumb.
A what?
Hey,
You're
yo,
Yeah,
but-
yeah, you guys can hear all this now. Yep.
not him. Come on.
you'll see Co just get very flustered, and since you've noticed, she'll just shove the rod back into her sleeve.
Mhm.
Gretna,
Um,
what was she doing?
I was
You
more than
got-
Touches that thing and things disappear or die.
And die.
And
Uh-uh.
die.
And
Orasis
die.
is not here. Orasis ain't there. You're down getting the other Naga head, buddy.
That is true. That is
Okay.
true, Rassus. Yep.
He
So
touches
you-
that thing and things like they disappear. She disappears. Sometimes they die. CO, not him. Come on, not him. Look at him.
Gretna, and
Yes.
CO will get
What?
serious. I'm not,
Yeah, I know. I got a god too.
and you would do just about anything for Tyr?
Tyr wouldn't ask me to do something like this. He's a paladin.
And plus, the other paladin said a bunch of information about the egg last time. I don't think you're going to glean any new information from it.
I'm gonna stuff the egg back into where it belongs, into its hidey hole, and then I'm gonna hide behind Gretna, which is gonna look funny because he's got like 4 feet on him. Not really. I think it's like 2.5 feet, but you know.
But we should probably talk about the sword, if you intend on using it.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Oh, that was wonderful. I enjoyed that whole
The
experience.
sword that Erasus still has.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
No.
Yeah,
what?
we dealt with that.
I have the sword of Kaz.
Not anymore.
Someone was taken from my character without me here?
It was in the bag of holding, and we removed it from the bag of holding and put it in our bag of holding.
But-
They asked for it.
Anyway,
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is
Then.
You had offered it to them.
I gave them the other magic super powerful sword. I've given them 2 super powerful swords now.
Oh, well.
Hey, Azrael has one of them. I've been good. I haven't touched it.
That was a whole thing, by the way. Someone almost bid it for that, but yeah.
yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yes, they did.
The sword.
Well, I
If a
I
dwarf could
think-
bristle, that's what Gretna's doing right now.
I don't want to speak for everyone here, but I would be more comfortable giving you the sword if we got some assurance that you will follow through with the task.
Well, then I'm not the wisest of our group. I would argue that Rin or Frederick is leaps and bounds smarter than I am. We did fight some version of a lich, and we were able to defeat that with basically just me and Azrael locked in a room with it. And I'll kind of narrow my eyes and look towards Rin after the fuck he kind of left me with, because he trapped me in a room with Webb, and I wasn't getting out. And then he left.
I let Webb down and
After the fact,
exfiltrated myself because I knew I was not going to be any good in that battle.
But give me the opportunity. Trust me, I plan on making good with it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't guarantee that we'll run into him in the tomb, but we're the only ones in the tomb right now. And we promise that if we don't finish it off, that if given the opportunity and we meet someone that's in the tomb, we will pass it on.
Well, I would be careful about who in the tomb you give it to, because
Well,
there's
I'm not saying like if we run into other party that we trust, but
have
I
you
agree.
run into many people within the tomb?
One guy, and then a copy of myself, technically. And then, technically, I mean, we ran into CO. We ran
Just
into
a,
Erasmus.
a guy by himself?
Yeah, it was like a lone guy by himself asking about my god.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was a very pretty guy.
No
Oh,
shit.
I'll say.
Oh,
Sounds like someone
Crix?
we've met.
Crix
Ah.
or Lysenzeep. One of them.
It couldn't have been
Oh,
Pyramid. He's right here.
fuck.
Yeah.
You
Right.
didn't
So
just say that out
He's
loud.
pretty.
as CEO says that, by the way, Fentrix,
Yes.
Frederick, and Ren, you
Son.
hear three whispers go through like instinctively. No one else hears this in the group, but it says a licensee, a licensee, a licensee.
Oh, there's
Theo,
the
we
name.
aren't supposed to say that name.
Didn't know.
Don't fucking say them out loud. Bad things happen.
Yeah,
What,
Pen
is he?
Pen will turn to the new people and be like, so you probably just heard that, well, because that happened to us too, right?
So, so Frederick, you hear only Frederick hears this. The voice says, "Ask about Crix. Ask what he looks like. What was the name?
Have
Ask
any of
the
you
short one."
have you any of you
Short,
Which
beautiful
one?
heard
one.
of Crix before?
Well, Umbra will tell you.
Yes, he's very handsome.
He looks like Pyramid, but not as good looking.
And he whispers in your ear, and he says, "That is the man. That is the man that came to you. He lied to you. He said his name was something else. They know him as Crix."
We had real good friends with him.
Oh, he was an asshole. He was kind
Yeah,
of a
he was an
deceiver.
asshole.
He was a liar.
I thought he was nice.
He screwed with us. Well, there's a lot of water between us and Erasmus.
You hear a voice inside your head. This is the same now. So Fentrix, this is now you're starting to put two and two together. This is the same kind of strange dialect that you heard in like some capacity when you were given the egg. And he comes to you and he says, "Fentrix, so this Crix lied to the whole group. But worse, you have unfortunately put your god in grave, grave, grave danger. It is up to you to do the right thing. Remember the greater evil, Kino. Do not let her have the egg." Only you hear that, Fentrix.
I'll kind of give a nod and then mutter something in Draconic to myself. And
How
Just
loudly
kinda-
do you mutter it?
it's just to myself. I mean, you would probably hear because I'm standing
Yeah,
directly behind you.
you're close, Gretna. Yeah.
Okay, so I would understand it.
Basically, it's him cursing to himself.
Okay.
Kind of like fuck.
All right. Anyway,
And Chris, that was all from the same voice.
it sounds very similar to the voice that you heard when you were dealing with the emissary of Bahamut that gave you the egg to begin with. Yeah, that statue.
Which I heard a lot more from that statue to begin with, right, than most of
Right.
the other party did.
That's
Okay.
right. That's how
Yeah.
you were able to turn this. You haven't put this together yet, Ren.
Okay.
Yeah. All you heard was the whispers of a licensee, though.
Okay.
Would I know what that is or no?
No one in the group really does. Yeah.
Did
But however, now that you've heard the name, you could certainly ask CO. I mean, CO said it out loud.
the name that was repeated to us?
Yeah, CO
Yeah.
just said it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's when you started hearing whispers.
that's right.
Right. So what's that guy's whole ordeal?
You don't
Yeah, tell
fucking
us
talk
everything.
about that guy. You don't
Yeah.
ask about him. You don't talk about him. You don't say the fucking name. We don't talk
What?
about it.
Is
serious.
true. Talking about them as well as others, for instance, Asarak. Talking about him, thinking about him, allows him to be more powerful. The
And
same.
and as she's saying this, Rin, you hear in your ears, don't listen to the devil girl. She's not powerful enough. She's not like you. I am the key to all magic. I am so much greater than Mistra. For now, just be silent, Rin, but all magical secrets will come to you through me. Yep.
Could I figure out if he's lying to me or not?
You can make an insight check, sure.
While he's doing
Well,
that,
yeah, go ahead.
that gentleman you guys were talking about, the one that kind of matches the description.
Yes.
You think he's telling the truth, Rin?
What you said he was an asshole. What did he do to you guys?
He deceived us to get out of Tovag.
And now he serves gods of chaos.
See,
Which is why
none
you
of
should
which we
be
talk about.
16.
I got I was notified by the same place I received the egg from, and was told I might have jeopardized my god by speaking of her with my companion who was with us at the same time when he asked questions about her.
You
That
probably did.
is possible.
So Piravin, as this whole thing is going through and talking, you start to fully understand what's going on. I mean, you have secret information that the group just doesn't anyway, but you're now sure. Crix is just the new avatar of Lexis for sure. Maybe he always was, maybe he was before, but he's somehow taking your place. Not only that, he is also he's also like now that you've heard that he has some kind of tie to like another god or whatever, you remember this from yourself as well. Like that's part of a greater goal to find a god, especially a female god, if you can find one, and do a ritual that you're going to keep to yourself for now. That's pretty heinous. That I can get you details on later if you want to know about it. But it's horrifically bad. But you're putting two and two together on that. Are you there, Piravin?
Nope.
Guess not.
Piravin's mic? Okay. All right. Well, that's fine.
Well, that was a hot take.
Yeah.
I'll make sure to tell him to go check the recording afterwards.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it. All right.
Was that 2 out? No, hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
You guys want to go hand off this skeleton?
Also, Rin, since we gave you an item that we, risked our lives to get, incredibly dangerous, kind of the whole linchpin in a dimension, really. You wouldn't happen to have any spare spell scrolls lying around, would you? We'll call it even.
You did.
Let me converse with my compatriots, see what we can do.
That was a conversation question. You either do or you don't, or you do but don't want to go up. All fair answers.
I mean, what do we think? Is it worth taking it for something that we might never be able to use? Like, is it worth giving up this? I mean, that's my only question. Is like, we've already got the sword, the agreement was already struck, and now you're asking for more.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be part of any agreement. I just thought it would be a token of good faith. I can, we've given you more than enough information and tools to accomplish your task 10 times over.
And remember that time I gave a legendary sword to you guys and asked nothing in return?
You're underwater. You're underwater still, aren't you?
No, we're back up. We've been back up.
Go back underwater. I was going to defend
you underwater if you keep talking.
Do it.
No need to get uncivil here. But I think that we've proven our trustworthiness. In fact, I will even give you an extra. I will give you a special token to let you know that everything I say is 100% true. So, what would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I can give up the Cloud Kill spell. It's nothing I can use for quite a while. So,
Well, my point was going to be if we were keeping score, did Erasmus and CO help us? Yes, but we also helped them, and in return gave a bunch of alchemy ingredients. However, how many times has Gretna saved us at this point, right? Like he's uncursed me like thrice already, I think it is, to be honest with you.
No, okay.
Three.
That's
Who's counting?
yeah.
But regardless, I'm not keeping score. As I said, I'm always down to help fellow travelers and those seeking glory.
I'm not keeping score, but
So if
score.
they're in the tomb and they kill Asarak with this, it's helping everybody. We're not
Well-
going back to the tomb. It doesn't seem like we're going back too soon.
I'm not going back to the tomb. I'll tell
Well,
you.
right. So why do we need the
Does seem
sword?
awful. Oh, also, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But you seem to be following a very specific set of directions to kill this lich, no? Do they have that before they go back to their place?
Me and CO in detail told them everything, what was going to happen, and I don't know how much that stuck.
Yeah.
You have it written down.
Well,
Not
yes,
written
we
down.
have it written down. The issue is when we fought the fake lich.
I told you about.
Yeah, it shifted. That's what happened. Is the whole labyrinth started to shift as it faked falling down, or like a cave-in sort of kind of faked itself, and then it shifted.
I said, don't pick up the maze. I said, don't even fight.
No, hold on. To be fair, I'm gonna point to Rin, and then I'm gonna point to Frederick. I don't think we didn't pick it up. Somebody cast a spell in the room, and that started the fight. So then Azrael had no point. Like he had to grab it, and then him and I got locked in the room with the dancing sword and the lich. Had to fight the lich in the room, and everybody else ran when it started to crumble. But I wasn't going anywhere because I was caught in a web for most of it, and then the lich cursed me like 1,000 times. It was a bad time to be me.
It was like a round of web. Let's be clear, because after I did that, I got the heck out of there and cast invisibility.
The round was all it took. My movement speed was cornered.
Yeah,
I was locked in a corner with a lich.
Happened by the way, just as an FYI for everyone that understands, this is the classic issue with Wizards in general. On top of that, this also, I think every single group has seen something like this happen as an FYI. But yeah, that's just the way it is. But it's funny that you guys went through that. But all of my groups have had something like this happen already. And as you saw, even when it comes to silence, this stuff is going to happen. So yeah.
But yeah, so everything shifted. So the information you gave us might still be true to some of the rooms if we come across them. The issue is the rooms aren't in the same place. So now I don't know what to look for or to have everybody start to look for to get us out of the tomb. So we're basically back at square one, just with a tiny bit more information if some of the rooms match up with the map that you guys helped us with.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much.
if my understanding was correct, it wasn't so much as the layout of the rooms as much as it was the steps to take to destroy the soul of Asarik.
I don't know if that's been totally established to us. I know we have to whack him with the sword. That's about all I.
Okay,
That was
so
all of what we were told.
maybe we should establish that now that you have the tool to destroy the soul.
Mhm.
The specific. I don't know all of them, but
Theo gave you guys the letter when she and Erasmus met you, but Theo can just pull it out again and go over it again, like the specific steps to take and like
See, I
where.
think our note taker is no longer with us.
Oh no!
And that was Ellie. She had all that.
Yeah. That is a good point. Yeah, CO, if you want to, you can relay that note back to them. And if you can't find it for whatever reason, I can actually give it to you, Fentrix.
I actually pinned it in the group 3 chat, but I'm
Perfect.
gonna copy and paste it and put it right back in there.
No, if it's pinned, I'll put it in a note and I'll start taking notes for the group. So
cool.
Good. But that was copy and paste what we knew. But CO will show it to you again and reiterate that we messed up in the sense that we got the sword and then were teleported out of Tovog, but we actually needed to stay there in order to destroy the phylactery.
That's a good point, Fentrix. That's something that they have never, ever experienced before, and probably noteworthy, and probably something you would have said as you talked about your friend getting killed. So feel free to describe that process to them, but that's not anything that they ever had to go through. So
Oh yeah, Gretna witnessed it too. Actually, the first time.
Yep.
So what happened was, I'm a paladin from Soon. I think that's abundantly clear. I've made it pretty well known. That that's where my beliefs lie. However, I had a cleric who was with me. She basically joined the order not long after myself, and when we kind of met up with our friends here, we left together to do our thing. And needless to say, we were taking a rest after killing this wizard, which, don't want to like toot my own horn, but I smacked him real good.
Yes, you did.
Her body kind of like swelled with, I would say it was some type of energy, correct?
Divine.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was divine.
It almost was like she got drained of her essence.
She exploded and Gretna came out of her.
Uh,
Oh,
And
congrats.
bad
then
stag party.
a couple hours later, and Gretna as a witness, the same thing happened again. This like skeletal hand came down and like basically like ripped the soul, I think, out of one of our companions, or two of our companions' sister, and she swelled and exploded as well. And during that is when Gretna left our side and was no longer with us. And it was that room where I saved two of our companions, and I started to drown repeatedly. I think Rin was there at one point. I used the sword and Crackalack had to kind of cut through a cage. And then...
From a meta perspective, that's also something you guys never had to go through. Pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was bad. Oh yeah, I was there.
Braces on it and everything. It was bad.
Well, the only thing we have that's comparable is I don't remember Dox's character's name, but insert Dox's character's name here. They died sporadically, but it looked like they just died in their sleep. It wasn't anything close.
His character name, by the way, was Dox.
His name was Austin.
Yeah, his Dox. It was Dox. So you got it right. It's Dox.
I don't know why I thought that was his name, but
yeah, as it stands right now, we're basically at like, I think it was a teleport. Rin, correct me if I'm wrong. Was it like a teleport circle?
Yep.
We were
we were just going through a teleport. But here, Umbra, take the Cloud Kill spell, copy it into your book, and then the next time we meet, I'll copy it from you.
Well, thank you very much. And he's actually going to just slip you a gold piece, but it's like no gold piece you've seen before. Like the stamping is completely different. It's completely a different make than what you've seen regular currency.
Yep.
While we're here and we're sharing and caring and all that, before we head back to the hags you said they were, correct? Have all of you taken the time to eat? Because I have a metric fuck ton of rations.
I could eat.
Like,
Are we rested? Are we resting while we're arguing?
I think so.
Then
you can. Yeah, you can count this as a rest. Yeah.
Like a long rest or short rest?
A long rest if you guys decide to take the other time. Like you've already been talking for 20 minutes, but if you decide to take the 40 minutes, you can do a short rest. Not a long rest. No.
Short rest.
But,
Short rest.
Yeah, an hour.
Yeah, short rest is fine.
Because then I could take the time to pass out rations to everybody, and you'd all be golden. We have somebody who can cast Goodberry with us, so my rations have been sitting in case of emergency. I've also got more in the bag of holding.
Awesome.
So I have
It keeps my spell slot open.
Anyway.
Umbra, is there anything else that I would know about the gold coin? It's just an intricate gold coin.
He would explain to you. Do you speak? He'd probably just say a few words like interspersed. Do you speak abyssal or celestial or deep speech?
No, I have Elvish, Infernal, and Undercommon.
Okay, he would just say to you in common, he would just whisper, he goes, "This is to prove to you that what I'm saying is correct, because I realize that this is a great gift. This is a coin from my home. This is from Tovag.
So,
playing far away from here."
When you look at it, Ren, by the way, it has what looks like a stern man on one side that's in what looks like some kind of regalia uniform. He has like a gaze on the coin itself. He is wearing some kind of plate mail as well. This is actually a picture, if you look at it, of Cass himself. It's a relief of Cass himself on the gold coin. the man that would presumably have the Sword of Chaos.
Just to get an idea of whose sword you have. I lived under his rule for a good majority of my life. And I owe my escape to these fine folk.
Thank you. I'll keep it with me and protect it.
Just make sure that you stick with it. It's going to be shitty in there, but you need to follow through to the end. I guarantee you there's going to be times where it's going to be trying, you're going to want to leave, you're going to get tempting deals.
Yeah.
But you have to stick with it because you have to finish this job.
We didn't.
And just so everyone understands, because it's more fun this way, from meta perspective, the only way to get resurrections back on the table is to deal with Sarek. So this
For the love of
affects
God.
every single group.
Please.
Oh, so we have to kill him before we could even have the opportunity to resurrect anyone.
I'm not unfortunately saying that. It's probably way more complicated, but yes, he is the key to resurrections.
Umbra, do you think it would be worth walking them through your understanding of Tovog, where they would even have to go to find the phylactery, or how they could, blend in with society in Tovog if they have to go searching for
That,
the phylactery?
We know just as much as he does on that front.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
see, is
much.
suggesting they're going to end up in Tovog, and Tovog's fucked up enough that we probably wouldn't have made it without Umbra's insight. So sharing that with them would probably be beneficial to them completing the mission.
I mean, do we want to actually say all that out
So,
loud, or
yeah.
like just do that at a different? Or
Yeah,
just
he
say
can,
we.
I can allow. This is what I can allow. Once since you guys have unlimited time here, essentially, from all you know, once you go through that before you meet the hags, if you want to take, but it is going to take like an hour of deep explanation, and then what you can do is, Tyler, you can just message them as they're going through this stuff to like give them insights on it.
Yeah, and also if we're planning on resting for more than an hour and we're worried about security, I will just spend 10 minutes ritual casting a tiny hut just so we can talk in because
Oh.
it seems to deter most divination spells.
I mean, that's fine. I was going to
If you
kinda
want
pace around
information.
and leave you guys to your thing, but that tiny hut always works.
Just in case, if we're going to exchange information and we're going to do it right, never mind, it does not affect divination spells. I'm wrong. I thought no
You're
spells
thinking-
can pass through it.
You can't cast spells through it.
Yeah, so like if I was on the outside and tried to do magic missile, it would bump off. But like if you were but you also couldn't cast spells at me.
Right, but if someone, the way that works, Tyler, is that if somebody has your blood and they want to scry you, they could totally scry you within that. But they need things to target you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking of Private Sanctum.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I might be thinking of. But so I guess we could just do it out in the open here. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. I don't. The
Before
other
you do that,
thing.
I'm just curious, why are we going back to the hags?
That's my question.
We had to deal with them.
Yeah.
Well, we have.
So wait, so we would.
After us.
Did you want to kill the hags? Is that the plan?
No,
No,
we
no,
made
we
a
have a
deal
deal.
with them.
Right.
So we.
I mean,
Guys,
they wanted.
What did they?
Tracker does materialize, and he says, "Oh, we deal with the women." First and
I'm using Mage
foremost,
Hand to push him down
maybe
into
you
the
should let me just eat that snackalaka.
Snakalaka. I'm
So
using
wait.
Mage Hand to push him back into the bag. Just push him down.
No puns.
Hi,
no
this is
puns, yeah.
Crackalaka and his brother Snackalaka.
Can we just
So
throw some-
specifically, what were you getting from them? Just that you could walk away?
Yes.
Well, no, they were going to give us. It sounded like they were going to give us a key to an area.
It's probably going to have something else in it you're going to have to kill. I'm just making sure you guys know that.
I'm
We
just
like
saying we're here right now together and we can all get out of here. I
That's
mean, we may not have another opportunity.
right, and I'm worried about our deception with them failing because I think it's likely that they're aware that this Naga has the ability to leave. Because think about it, even those vampires that we had faced earlier, they can't leave the room that they're in. Those women can't leave the room that they're in, so I can't imagine that they simply just wanted to take over the Naga's domain. I think they know the Naga has a means of escaping. They know it has something, and they want it. So even if we go in, act like we didn't see anything, our deception could fail and we could end up dying.
And Kraka says, and I could eat it.
We just leave now.
Or even if we don't end up dying. Right, that's what I'm thinking. Because even if we don't end up dying, we could end up being separated or at least having to be in a fight that we don't really need to be in.
That's
Here's the trend that I've kind of noticed when we have these situations is that we try to predict what's going to happen and we talk in circles and we discuss every way we can, and then we go in there and we just get our asses kicked or something we never see coming happens to us. So we have
We're still all here, so we may get our asses kicked, but we're still alive.
have a little bit of agency now. Let's just use it. I mean, and then if something happens, it's something that we chose to do instead of something happening to us.
Now, that's not a. I mean, again, I'm not really, one of you guys. We're traveling together for now, and I know that eventually I'll be forced to go back to my group and my friends.
Yeah.
But I would take the exit if given the chance. If I was in the tomb right now, and you guys were in if our roles were reversed, I would leave. I would.
You are stuck here. You do have a say. You have as much say as us, because right now you're as stuck as we are, and you don't know when you're gonna get
Yeah,
out.
we've seen this like a dozen times. They're gonna get yanked back to their place in 20, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 4 hours.
Just because it's happened 1,000 times before doesn't mean it's gonna happen this time.
That's true.
I really shouldn't count on that sunrise tomorrow.
I've also burned alive twice. And that was pretty fucking awful. So yeah, given the chance, I would leave.
I would say also, leave. But Umbra, there are two other things that I want to give you guys as thanks. I have 2 cores of fire elementals. I'm going to give you 1, so that way you can be working on figuring out what you could do with them.
Erastus has the other one. We had 3. I'd already given 2.
Okay, you guys have 2.
I have 2.
Okay, perfect.
I'll take 1 more. Gimme.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
You have 2, no. But I will give you a dragon shard.
Yeah, so the dragon shard is this obsidian piece of, it almost looks like glass, but on the inside of it actually burns and glows like a deep red. You've never seen anything like it, bro. It's pretty cool looking.
So research this, and then the next time we see each other, if we do, I'll be working on it too. So then hopefully we can combine answers when we get some.
Oh yes, we can exchange notes. Oh,
Yes.
this is wonderful. I haven't studied something like this ever.
Yes, exactly.
Riddle's kind of my forte, too.
You see his spell book is just like a mess. It's actually like 2 belts binding just a stack of individual papers, and it's like doodles and diagrams and like mismatched pages of books, and it looks like it's been dropped in the forest a few times, and he just kind of he's very excited.
Erastus here. You can have 1 too. So you can have a dragon shard as well. And we know they're from Eberron and that they're used to create magical items, but that's about all we know. So work on it, and then when we see each other again, we can compare notes.
Okay, so I have the fire elemental core, correct?
If you already have a couple in your group, then I won't give you 1.
Okay.
As long as we're spreading out our goods so that each group can be looking at them.
Another reason to go to Hoi Hoi.
The other thing is, if we get the opportunity to escape, is there a meeting place for us to meet up again?
Hoi Hoi.
Well, I'm thinking a lot of us are from Neverwinter, so is there a place in Neverwinter that we could check up on each other?
Yeah, actually,
I'm not going back to Neverwinter.
I was going to
Yeah.
say
Where's Neverwinter? I actually don't know that place.
It's
So
like a
Kino, so actually, Umbra, Neverwinter is one of the only places that you would have actually been able to like learn about from your mother. It's actually like because it's so famous, and to you, it seems like a paradise, like paradise on earth.
Ooh.
I was going
Oh,
to
I
say
wanna go to-
too. Oops, sorry. Go ahead. Get your words out.
Nope, you're good.
If we're able to bring back the books that we were supposed to have to the person who hired us originally, I believe we were supposed to be given stakes in an inn, right? Rin, wasn't that part of that whole deal? Or enough?
That was part of the deal, but I think the deal is kind of off because we need to kill him because he definitely knew something, and we're going to need to have some words with him, and he's going to die.
Yep. And so Umbra, just as a side note on that, so everything that you learned about the other world was from Greyhawk, with this one exception of Neverwinter. And Neverwinter, this is why it keys your interest. It's a fable. It's not real. You can't believe Neverwinter is an actual city in this world. That was a fairy tale that you heard from your mom, because it's a real fairy tale within the land of Greyhawk. And that's the one thing that Greenwood wrote that actually crossed over the city of Neverwinter. It's a children's tale. It doesn't really exist, but that's why it perks up your interest. You're like, what the fuck? Like, this is real?
See, his eyes just widen. He's like,
Yeah.
"Is that actually a place here?"
It is. That's where we're from.
Spoiler:
What?
Umber is from Greyhawk, but yeah,
Yes.
originally, yeah.
I'll kind of like peek up and kind of like raise a hand. Family's actually like lesser nobles, barely considered nobles from there, but I was training to be a knight, and you know, duty
knight
called.
of
and I ended up
Neverwinter.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Hendrix, could they leave word with your family if they escape?
See, they
Out of-
could, but
But
there's a
Master
evil
said he's
version.
not going to Neverwinter.
Right, but if we can get a hold of most of you guys, we could meet outside of Neverwinter or somewhere else. But the
Okay.
only downside is chances are most of my family's dead at this point because you said that there was an evil clone of me probably killing all those I cared about.
Maybe you don't
That's
know.
a
You have no
problem.
idea. Yeah, you have no idea. So, yep.
Right.
But you could always reach out to my family.
Wait, Fentrix, hold it. Give us a code word so that if we see your evil clone, we'll know. Like, you'll give the code word, we'll know it's you instead.
God damn it, Grant. Okay. That's such a good idea. Go
Nice,
ahead.
Grant.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about would your clone have Crack-a-Lacka?
No,
And your
well,
clone would know about Crack-a-Lacka.
on top of those two things, though, my clone, and I'll kind of do the thing where I kind of like take two fingers from like each hand and like point at myself from like head to toe. He's a lot more disheveled than I am. He didn't take care of himself, whereas I'm a bright and ambient color. He looked more beaten up and tattered and didn't care for his appearance. But I'll think of a code word, and I'm gonna make sure it's in Draconic.
His
So that
He, has
way,
scar- he does have scar. Yeah, if you would tell that once you saw it, he does have scars you don't have. That's what it really is. Like, no matter more than anything, it's like you would never ever allow your skin to get scarred, or try not to at the very least. But he has scars on him. Yeah,
I also have Fendrix tattoo stuff over all the scars he does get.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Not to get too far off track, we need to make a decision regarding what we're going to do here.
We took a vote to get out of the tomb. Why don't we just take a vote?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Well, before we vote to
This is the only time, guys. By the way, once they take the vote, you guys can vote all you want, but it doesn't actually count towards this. So the Group C. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, we weren't going to involve ourselves.
Yeah.
No.
Let's go ahead and vote on this. I mean, we're going to talk it to death, and in the end, it's not going to affect it.
It's easy. I want to leave. Okay. Vote 1. Yeah.
Yeah, vote 2.
What? So are we using the we're voting on using the item to leave, to teleport out of here?
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't really have input in this, but you guys do need to figure out where that leads, correct?
Not necessarily. It's better than here.
Well,
Well,
my thing was going to be I'd volunteer to walk through it to figure out where it would lead if you'd want me to do that. If you can still all get out after I come back.
Oh,
Does
you
it-
don't have to come back.
Have a
Can't
familiar?
Theo use her little book or something?
I could
Yep.
I could use my familiar.
Let Fentrix walk through it, see who writes his name in the book, and then talks to him across time and fucking space.
Well,
Figure out where it goes.
what if it leads him to another dimension, or kills him, or puts him underwater?
What if
Trust me, it's
what
gonna
if
be
what if
very
the
hard.
Naga comes back right now and kills us all? Like, this is what I mean when we talk it to death. What if? It's just, we have to do something, make a step forward in some direction to get anywhere.
Also, weren't we told not to specifically not to teleport out of this place?
Not
Yes.
start any more sentences with what if.
Also, well, no, I didn't actually say what if in that sentence, but are we double crossing a powerful necromancer that we made a deal with like 3 days ago? Is
A
that
powerful
Absolutely.
necromancer who's trapped in this country
But in
without.
this country that I have no intention to ever come back to.
It's worth trying. And
I'm not sure you realize that we're screwing someone over no matter what we do. We're either screwing the people of the country over by helping this guy, or we're screwing the group over by not helping him. And then that's not.
But what I'm saying is, if he's so powerful, wouldn't he have access to Arcane Gate, and wouldn't
If,
he be
if
just
he was
able
so
to
powerful,
Arcane
why
Gate
isn't he
out of
doing it
Thay?
himself?
Well, I'm just saying he wouldn't be actually
I'm
trapped
making
then.
sense.
I'm just saying too. If he's so powerful, he'd be down here doing it himself. There's some limiter that he's got going on. That's why
Well,
he
no, if
needs.
he's powerful enough, he would just get someone else to do it. That's, their life is less important, according to him.
Dude, we can go around in a circle and argue every hypothetical point, but we don't. We can only go off of what we know.
Well, my vote is to stay just because I think that there's a safeguard in place that would probably, really screw with us. If we teleported out of this place or teleported out of Thay, I think it would be bad. I think it's been very, very clear up to this point that teleportation out of Thay is an impossibility.
Noted.
So I'm for staying here, making a deal with the hags.
okay. Well, Umbra is wanting to stay. Gretna and Orasis, you would like to leave.
Yep.
Correct?
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Then Pan and Pier, what is your take?
I was waiting.
Doesn't really matter.
Sorry, Pio, go again.
I was just saying, like, comparative to like the circumstances that are happening right now, it doesn't matter. We stay and we do things, we leave and we do things. So I just want to accomplish something instead of just sitting here.
Yes, same. And at least if we do something on the outside, it's something that we choose to do and want to do. Hopefully.
Who
So-
told us
Pretty
that
important.
it was the Lich who told us we can't teleport out of Thay, correct?
Obviously has a bias to say that.
Well, it was him, but it was also other people within it was,
The only one we ever talked to.
well, no, it
That was-
was
Do you think we might
him
get
and
shredded
the
if we
necromancer.
try?
The only one we ever brought that up with.
I mean, we've seen that that's an arcane possibility. You saw the person that tried to teleport out of the tomb.
Admittedly, though, we have teleported within the tomb. Well, through the
fine.
means, and Mac and I have both teleported due to separate abilities. And we've been okay, and admittedly, I did technically leave Thay at one point, and
Right.
granted,
yeah,
it
but-
wasn't anywhere else on the continent, but
I would say that was nothing short of divine intervention, though. I would say that's beyond the point.
maybe the gods will smile upon us again.
I wouldn't count on it.
Well, I mean, if Fentrix is willing to do this, then at least
What-
we'll know whether we
like
get
this-
shredded or not. No offense to Fentrix.
No, I think we should send the familiar through.
You can't.
That's a good
personally like
idea
that.
too.
Well, but
Look-
can't you?
look, I mean, if you're looking for a solution with 100% guaranteed results and safety, this is the wrong line of work.
Well, I'm not saying it
That's-
needs to be a guarantee. I'm just saying use a bit of logic, Erasmus.
Well, the
That's
familiar.
my
too,
whole shtick.
Can't you only talk to the familiar if it's like in the same plane as you? If it shunts me somewhere else, you won't be able to talk to your familiar. But you guys said Sio could still talk to me, correct? I mean, I could still hopefully reply.
Oh, an
I
arcane
know.
gate is two-way for a short amount of time, correct? Unless I'm mixing that up.
I think
We're
it
just
is
saying-
gonna take 2 charges if it was.
Double the
If-
charges.
Does it use a charge to open an arcane gate And I can fly through and then immediately look around and fly back, or is that 2 charges?
No. So going through the gate is a charge, and then coming back is a charge.
Okay. Maybe we want to send Fentrix back then. I thought it would be like opening a portal to Greyhawk, and then someone pushes you through, and then you walk back.
No, it's different. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and much like Erasmus, I'm a tough son of a bitch to put down, so I'm more than willing to do it, all in the sake of camaraderie. And I mean, if I die, the egg goes with me too, right? So that's like a whole wash. Everybody who's worried about it being an evil thing.
That's my logic.
All right. So it seems as though Pier's indifferent. Pan, what's your take?
On one hand, this place sucks. I would like to leave. On the other, I feel like maybe it would be a good idea to find the phylactery and leave with it to cripple the necromancer.
It also sounded like there was multiple phylacteries. It sounded like all the phylacteries were
so-
held in one place.
We're
Can-
pissing them off no matter what we do.
I know
In-
like things
in-
about
in-
phylactery,
in
right?
Pan's voices, we're pissing them off no matter what.
It sounds like you want to make a difference, but you're talking about abandoning this opportunity to actually finish a job.
No, I don't care about that. I just want to go home. I have been steadfast about this since the moment I expressed an opinion. I just want to go home. That's all I've ever wanted.
And what happens when we get home? We stay at your home?
Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Yes.
If you wish to retire, and
What?
we all retire with you. We're
don't-
just
I don't-
staying at your home.
Go your separate way. I'm just gonna go home.
Okay, so for people that want to continue adventuring,
I want to like just kind of interject here, just so it's clear. And I think I would know only because I rolled really high the last time we mentioned phylacteries, Chris. Would I know that like liches know where their phylactery is, like at almost any given point?
Yeah, that is something that you would know from the phrase thing. Yes.
And I would make
Generally
sure
they
you
know, yeah.
each know that too. Like if you take the phylactery, the lich is coming for you if he knows you have it. If you don't destroy it immediately, and destroying a phylactery on top of that is like woo.
But if the gate gets
Not
us
with
out
that
of
sword.
Thay,
Chances are,
It's
and
also
I'm
not
not.
even a
I was just gonna say, chances are, if like we can use a gate spell like through this item, the lich will most likely have a way to find its way to its phylactery.
and I'm not saying
I
keep
mean-
it forever. I'm saying take it and destroy it.
This is all. Pan, what do you want to do?
Hey, Crakalaka, can you eat a phylactery and would it destroy it?
Oh my!
So he comes back. He says, "Oh yes, yes, sir.
So
I
there
don't
you
know,
go.
but we're gonna try."
Just send
we're
him
not
to where
gonna
the
That's right,
phylacteries
mates.
come.
I will put my foot down on that. We're not putting a phylactery in him.
To be fair, I don't think it's technically in him.
I don't
I mean-
care.
Somewhere else. It's far away. It's away from us.
We have to leave, one stay, one abstain. Or did Theo give an opinion?
Mac, I think abstain too.
Who
Yeah,
abstained?
Mac would be abstained.
Oh yeah, Mac has to abstain. Yep.
So Mac would be abstained. Pan, would you say you're abstained?
Wait, you
Or
go last.
I don't want to abstain, but I don't agree with your opinion that talking does nothing. I don't think that a quick, everybody vote now without discussing it first is a good idea. I am
We're
for
just
discussing things
we're
before
sympathetic.
we do them.
Okay, well, hey, look, if you can give me a reason to stay here and do this, then fine. I wanted to stay in the tomb, so like I'm willing to listen and I'm willing to go with what everybody agrees on.
Me too,
Mhm.
but we just talk a lot about hypotheticals of what if we could, this might. It's
The one thing people have said that it made me think, gee, maybe we shouldn't do it is that the water. Because these things live in the water. If they've got something that gets out of here, it might actually be like in the water. And we're just gonna drown. That's the only thing anybody said so far that makes me think maybe we should do it.
Don't you want to
Wait.
not walk away from another opportunity to kill a powerful necromancer like Kaseric? Don't you want to actually make a difference? And why are we leaving to chase another hypothetical, Erasmus? You say you don't like them, but outside is nothing but hypotheticals. We don't know what the next job is. We have a job now.
We know we're going somewhere not here. I'm good with that.
Exactly, but we don't know where. It's all hypothetical once we step through that gate.
Yeah, but you assuming you're going to
We
survive
left the
this assignment.
tomb. We left the tomb
We
to
can
find
literally
Theo's
we can
brother.
literally figure
That's
this
what we
out.
did.
We can literally answer this hypothetical by sending Fentrix across.
Yeah,
It's been
send
discussed
me
to
through,
death.
and if I come back, I'll let you know everything, and then you guys can make up your mind. It'll help the people who are on the fence if you send me through, and I come
Who
back.
actually?
I like
So Pan, you're the one with the actual item, but who did the identify?
Rin, I think.
Ren,
I
right?
did identify,
Okay.
yeah.
So when the time comes, you have to tell them that what they have to do is they have to shatter this thing to get it to activate. Wherever they shatter it, it's going to be. So they're not going to be able to move it once it's shattered.
so we
How long
we
do you
can't
think
bring it.
the portal will stay open?
Oh yeah, so Ren, you would know this. It's literally going to stay open until the last person that like you decide who the last person is. Once everyone's on the other side, the first person to activate it gets to will the portal out of existence. So it's the first person that goes through, they get to decide when it goes down.
So we all have to go through. It's not like we can test the waters and then pick it back up and walk with it if we don't
No,
want
no,
to go
no,
out.
no.
That's not what-
Technically, no. Technically, it can be. And I'm sorry, I'm misspeaking. It's actually not the first person to go through the portal. It's the person who breaks it. I'm sorry. The person who breaks it on the ground is the person that decides it's going to go away. They can
Now,
keep it up forever if they wanted.
this is all information that was relayed when it was.
This is the identify. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Ren's identify. So Ren, the way that it works is this: once you break the object, whoever breaks it now owns it. Essentially, once you break it, whether the 10 to 13 charges are expended, it's going to go away. But also, when that person decides it's off, you turn it off and it doesn't go back on.
And now you did explain the rest of that when you said you identified. So is it safe to assume Ren,
Yeah,
that was
he said he did, so everyone will know this. Yeah.
If you let me break it then and I go through and it's a real bad situation and I can't communicate with you guys, I could just close the portal. Again, it's unfortunately and it goes against, my basic instinct of survival, but for the greater good of
then
people, I'm willing to put myself in the situation where like if it's a bad place, I won't let you guys come through and then you'll have your decision made.
right, but then if he breaks it and he closes it, there's no more chances left, or does the crystal reform?
No, it's gone.
And that's
This is a special kind of item. You've never seen anything like this. It's weird. Somebody spent a large amount of effort, money, energy, and whatever to create this thing specially. So that you're not even sure that this is truly Arcane Gate. But it's just the identified tells you what it does. So there's a clear reason why it's made the way that it's made. It's not an item that does have permanent Arcane Gate, which will also be insanely artifactually powerful. But this is something different. This is just how it works.
Tia will pipe up and thank Fentrix for his bravery in offering to shatter the gem and walk through the portal, but she would advise against him being the one to shatter it because companions of theirs from other groups have left as the group has teleported before. So if Fentrix teleports to that other area, but then also goes back to the tomb, it might shut itself off without giving anyone the chance to pass through. So to her, it would make sense for Fentrix to be the first one through it, but for someone else to shatter it, who's not potentially going to just disappear.
That's fine. Well, again, I'll go through it and I'll let you guys know as best I can if there's an issue, if that's the case.
It would also be worth mentioning that if we do shatter the gem, it's entirely possible another alarm would sound.
All right.
So it would need to be pretty fast.
Yeah, just in case you do shatter the gem, just load Tailspire for me, Fentrix. I mean, someone shatters it. Just load it in the time being, so you can see.
Where do you want me to hop into? Is there another room you'll have to give me the code for?
Yeah,
Also-
I mean, this is all code stuff. But just
Okay.
load Tailspire for now.
You got it. It's loading.
Fentrix, it might be a good idea to hand off to Frederick or Rin the egg.
Yes,
Ooh,
give me the
good
bag
idea.
for you.
Well,
Or
yeah, I'll
we
give it
might-
to Rin because I feel like he's the more sensible one. I'll basically offload everything I have other than the dancing greatsword too, and my shield.
Okay, I won't change anything until we know.
Yeah.
Like,
Are
yeah.
we doing this?
After the fact, we can transfer that stuff if need be.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are we doing this? Are we breaking this thing? Because I'm gonna give him a death ward if we are.
Okay,
It
yeah, I
sounds.
give him a death ward.
It sounds like if we break it, though, we kind of have to leave.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If it sets, give me like at most like 10 to 30 seconds. And if you don't hear anything, I'd come through. But like that's the thing. I'll try and come back in and be like, oh hey, or communicate.
Sayo
Yeah.
can communicate with you, right?
Yeah, I can communicate with Fentrix.
Yeah,
Put his name in the book before he goes.
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
It might
just asking.
fire depending on where he goes, but it's a very low % chance that it would. But I can do that, and you'll be able to respond, and we can check on things. But I think we should break it. That's my vote as we leave.
Because all I need is enough time to basically make sure I'm grounded somewhere I can see something that
Right.
won't like immediately kill us. As long as we're like above water and on stable ground, I can guarantee that I won't lead you guys blindly into a trap.
Hopefully you're not like 300 feet in the air either.
Oh, here's
I've got a thing I can do with that.
Fair enough. Well, I say we do it.
Hello?
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought I.
No, it's okay. So I actually don't know the count. What was the actual vote?
So Gretna, Erasmus, CO would like to go.
Okay.
Mac
Yeah,
is abstained.
yeah. So I think that's a win already, right?
Peter is abstained. Umbra wants to stay. Pan would be somewhere.
Pan hasn't definitively chosen.
Yeah, Pan hasn't picked, so I didn't put Pan anywhere yet.
Yeah. At this point, he'll probably just be abstaining because you guys seem just determined anyways.
So we have 3 abstains, 3 leaves.
Yeah. So that's a win on the leave then.
So yeah, I mean, CO will take off Pan's name from her book and put Fentrix's in. And
Fentrix, what's your last name?
Oh, Ire.
Ire. Thank
yeah, CO's gonna put that down to be sure.
Okay. I'm privately giving you this code.
Yeah, you got it.
You're gonna have to. I'm not streaming this. You have to explain it. So, all right.
I'm gonna give myself the light too, since I don't have dark vision. As much as he fakes that he has it.
Okay, then I'm gonna cast it. So he's doing this, right? Because I'm gonna cast Death Ward on him now. Then.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
doing
but
it.
who needs to break the gem though? Because I think someone from Group B needs to do that. I don't care who. I just think someone from the group who's not likely to teleport back to the Tomb of Horrors should do it.
You do it.
Huh?
You said someone from Group B.
I guess I can.
No one else is stepping up. I mean, I'll do it if you want me to.
I will also do it. If you
Rock,
want.
paper, scissors then. Between the 3 of us.
Boulder, parchment, shears.
Boulder, parchment, shears. I don't know how to do that in D&D, but
Shoot me a message and let me know what board you need me on.
Oh, it'll bring you to it. So hold on 1 second. Here.
I'll just roll D20 and the highest person wins.
Okay.
While they're deciding on that, I go over to Fentrix. Actually, he's right next to me, and I put my hand as high as I can, like on his shoulder and his heart, and say, "Okay, you're good." And I think Fentrix, you gave me something, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he'll kind of give her a medallion he has. It's basically like an extra holy symbol that he's had. That's got the phrase on it.
Mhm.
In the event that he does get shunted back to the tomb, and you guys do try to all meet up at one point. Just like the tattoo on his sleeve, it says "Heroes never die on Draconic," which is his whole big mantra and his firm belief, even though he's died twice.
Maybe
Yep.
you're not here.
All right. Did it go to the place, Fentrix?
Oh, we switch back over to it. Yes.
Okay, so just giving them a second, and then we'll wait till you go through, and then I'll let you explain everything you see.
I want it to be like I'm in the stomach of a whale or something. There's
I'm
a lot of
chilling.
fire. It's a 1970s office building.
I came out of it, and Al Capone was putting cement shoes on some guy, and I was like, "Ooh!" I was like, "No!" I didn't see nothing.
Okay, so who's breaking the crystal?
It looks like me.
Okay. All right.
Do I just like smash it?
Yeah, so literally you just smash it on the ground, and let me know when you do it.
I will spike it into the ground. I'm not gonna do it like at my feet. I'm gonna do it
Yep.
like in front of me, more
Okay.
towards Fentrix.
Yeah, I'll move myself to where I'm like away from the center of the group.
Yeah,
I'll
so
do it
so
like
so as you do this, as you go ahead and do this, so basically the swirling greenish bluish energy immediately like basically explodes in the area that you're in, and slowly but surely it creates what looks like a high rectangular portal. The portal itself is like a bluish greenish color, and it looks like it's ready to walk through.
after
I'll
you,
kind
sir.
of brace myself for a second, take a deep
Yep.
breath. I'll look towards like Erastus andCio and Gretnex. I've spent the most time with them. Kind of give them a wink, and then I'll just kind of step through it.
Yep.
Just
Tia
make
will
trip.
give him a thumbs up.
All right.
Tell him good luck.
And if you turn up the volume, what you hear is what you hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've had it blaring in my ear since I let it into the.
Yeah, let me do it down a little bit for you too.
Oh, it's
Right.
fine. It's not terribly bad because I'll close Tailspire, I guess, after this. Huh?
There you go.
But
I'll play it. Yep.
let me know when I'm good to start describing it.
Go ahead. I'm gonna take some of the fog down too. There
Okay.
you go.
All
right.
There'll be like a couple second pause, and then I guess I technically have to wait for Cio to initiate conversation, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tia would give it probably a good 10 seconds after you walk through, and she will message you and ask you, what do you see?
The first thing I'm going to respond with is the sky, right? And then I'll kind of look around. It'll be like a brief pause, and then how many times can I reply to the message? Is it just the once, or can I keep kind of replying to the?
You can reply up to 25 words as long as I can recast it, which I can do that indefinitely.
Okay.
You can reply. It will cut off though at the end of the 25 words, but once Cio knows you, it cuts off. She'll ask you and ? And
Okay.
you can keep responding.
There's cliffs. The ocean looks like it's around me. I might be on some sort of an island, to be honest with you, but I'm definitely not in a cave. Not like we've been with the tomb or anything along the lines of that. It looks like there's open containers and some sort of structure up in the cliffside. It looks like it's predominantly made out of stone with some wood fixtures to it. It
Yep.
looks a little more on the rundown side with some palisades here and there.
As Fentrix is responding, the words appear in Cio's book, and she will start to read them out as they continually come to her.
Yep. And Fintrix, you can turn around too. There's once you start to get acclimated to yourself, I've now taken the fog down. You can
Yeah,
see behind you as well.
Perfect. Well, now I'm like at this weird angle. All right, perfect. There we go. There's also what looks like to be a town across the water. It's not a super far distance, something that Erastus could probably swim to make it to civilization. What's over there other than some boats and buildings I can't see due to a wall.
Cio will ask him if he can identify names on any of the open containers or maybe an indicator for the city.
Yeah. I'll come back to around here where this little dinghy is and these chests, and I'll try and like root through them as best I can to find anything. And then in the meantime, too, I'll occasionally look up. Are there like any markings on like any of the boats' sails or anything I can see that would help me?
No, unfortunately. I mean, there's actually no identifiable markings at all. If you do start going through the gear on the boat, though, as that happens, you guys also remember that white flashing that you saw previously, Umbra. Actually, I
Yeah.
think it was Ren that saw it, but you would have noticed it too, Umbra. The white flashing comes back.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
So the white flashing now comes back, and it's deeper, and it starts pulsing. The air starts to get really heavy within the room as well. Anyway, keep going.
We've got to go.
Make a choice. We make a choice now. We have to go. We have to
We've
go
made
right
the
now.
decision. We have to live with it, so we should go.
We're going now. Yep. CO will follow Erasmus through the portal.
I'm gonna kick it in the boat.
Okay. All right. All right.
Right now.
All right. Does anybody stay behind?
Umbra's
Yeah,
gonna wait until
coming.
majority of the people are through, and then he's gonna look around and walk through.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
walking through.
I'm actually gonna stream this on Tailspire, so not everyone has to get in right now to go through it. So, what do you bring the most important part for me, Umbra, is what happens when you get here to wherever you're going? What are you doing?
Is everyone through?
At this point, everyone will go through unless they've told me otherwise, and no one said otherwise. So I guess everyone's running through the portal. Is that correct? Is anyone
I'm
staying
going through.
behind? Okay. All right.
I close it.
It's gonna be a little while.
You close it? Okay. Immediately when the portal closes, by the way, unfortunately, so this is the very first time in a long time, Fentrix, Frederick, Ren, that you have actually hit, like you hit the salt air, you feel like a huge sigh of relief now that you're outside the tomb, and immediately, and all of you see this, everyone make a Constitution saving throw for me. Fentrix, Ren, and Frederick.
Okay.
Would I be able to
Who-
give any of them guidance?
No, no,
This is
we don't even know this is coming. Yeah.
What
Okay.
saving throw go
I
to?
Yeah.
I got a 14.
Fail, and then you got a 14, Fentrix?
Yeah.
All right, you guys are literally ripped from reality. We'll resolve what happens to you guys tomorrow in your
Oh
session.
shit!
Yep.
You're ripped completely out of reality. And the two that failed will suffer some kind of consequence from that. But Fentrix, you're okay.
Hey,
you,
I forgot my hat.
you were fine this. But yeah, you're ripped out. Now let me go through. Anyway, thank you Group C for going through this. Thanks guys for playing through.
Yeah.
You'll see the ramifications or whatever of what happens later on this. But good deal.
Well, thanks for having us. It was great fun to
But
play
you
with
can
you.
still you can stick around and see where they are and everything too. So I'm gonna share this in Tailspire so you guys actually
yeah.
see it. So hold on one second.
Also, stick around because I got to give you the information on
Yeah.
Tovag that I said I would before, that
Yeah.
we kind of glossed over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys will send Fentrix's family a message or something for us if we get out. We'll connect.
Right. So can you
Are
guys
we
see
going
this?
into Team Forest preview?
No, you can. Yeah, go ahead and load Tailspire. I'm gonna let everyone access the board.
We can
You guys are now officially in the open world. You're in the overworld. You'll have access to everything too. You'll have to figure out where you are and everything. But anyway, so can everyone see my stream?
Yep.
So this is what he saw originally, this island. However, behind him is what looks like a small fishing village. And this is the area over here. Like I said, the majority of what we're going to be playing at this point forward is now in Tailspire. But this is everything here. And we still have time tonight. So, but thanks again, guys. You guys can stick around if you want. Like I said, and what the rest of the session. They've still got around 40 minutes or so. But anyway, let me get.
We're on a sandy beach?
Yeah, it's no, actually no. Hold on. Let me bring everybody in. Sorry, I thought it does that automatically.
It's the salt and wind.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Well, I was
Yeah.
saying
There you go.
the island has like sand on it.
It does. Yep.
Yep, I just start rolling in the sand, doing that turtle thing they do where they just start like nuzzling and burrowing into it, and just flip over and try to get sand everywhere on me.
Wow.
Awesome.
This.
Oh my
is
god, I missed this.
Faerun.
Hopefully.
This is not going to be your miniature, Henri, but I mean Pandemonium, but I'm going to put it there for now.
Aw, but it's a fish.
Yeah, it's like a fish percent.
That's a hate
But,
crime.
You know what though? I don't see. You know what's funny? I don't actually. Are you in yet?
No,
no,
my
no.
game.
Oh,
I-
you know what? Let me do this. Let me send out the codes, guys. I'm
I
I'm
sorry.
love it so
Sorry.
much.
I'm gonna dip out. I got things I gotta go take
Can
care of.
I can I have
Thanks.
that
Thanks, guys.
as my thing?
Bye.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
I'm gonna hide Fentrix somewhere on the board. Tell me if you
Oh,
find.
sorry. I sent that to you. Thanks, but yep. Hold on. This is the new code, guys, for people who want to get into Tailspire and start exploring. But oops, I sent in dice rolls though. Hold on.
There we go.
God.
All right, I
Okay.
hit Fentrix. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Yep.
See ya.
You too. Thanks,
Yeah,
Twin.
like-
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out too.
All right.
So
Cool.
good luck.
Thanks, Frederick. Yeah. Thanks.
Fun playing with you.
All right. So here's your code. It's in general game chat too. Everyone can get in, and once you get in, I'll start assigning miniatures to everybody.
Kaylee doesn't have Tailspire, and she on a Mac is never gonna get it.
That's cool. No,
Yeah.
no worries. I'm gonna stream this anyway, so I'm gonna stream it so you can see it.
I can move her character if you need me to.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'll assign
Moving
it to you. Yeah.
forward, I'll probably just whenever I mean if we're using Tailspire, I'll probably just wander into Gage's office to be able to move myself.
Sure. Cool. All right. So
I'm just loading it now.
there you go.
I am in.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna get you two Umber. Awesome. I'll get you Erasmus. Did they? I want to say that there was. I don't know if it's live yet though. I think there is going to be a Tortle. You haven't seen it, have you?
No,
Gage? Okay.
no. Also, my screen is frozen.
All right.
It just says waiting on DM.
Yeah, same
Oh
with me.
yeah. Okay. No worries, guys. I have to do this again. It's a stupid bug. Hold on. To place a stupid marker and fetch everyone. Okay. There you go.
There we go.
Yep.
Oh, yay!
All right, great. Now let's do this. Let me get your miniature.
Your little Kutoa.
Yeah, pretty much everything at this point is going to be in Tailspire. So,
I
okay.
love
Unless
it.
of course you go back to the Doom Vault.
It's so cute.
And yeah, you guys will have to find out where you are, but you are somewhere within Faerun.
Chris, if this is a hoi hoi, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
It's not a hoi hoi, the spoiler, but be nice if it was, but it's not.
Yeah, it would have been amazing. Like, all right, Erasmus is at the party. He's never leaving.
I am going to begin. What am I going to begin
That's just so
casting?
weird.
Up there I am.
Does anyone know where we are?
I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
of
also
course
don't
you
know how to
where we are.
swim.
I've been here before, but it's nicer than where you came from and where we've been.
I'm gonna get in the water. Is it cold or warm water?
No, it's pretty chilly. The water is pretty chilly. It's not warm.
We're kind of in the north somewhere. Let me look around. I want to look down and see if I can see any kinds of fish I recognize being from the south.
Yeah, and Seal would look at the open containers and the dinghy Fentrix had mentioned and see if there's a name on any of the cargo or the dinghy that would strike her as familiar.
Yeah, go ahead and do an investigation check, and you go ahead and do an investigation check as well, Erasmus.
25.
25? Okay. All right, cool.
I'm going to begin ritual casting detect magic, and I'm just going to walk around the border of the island with maybe Pan.
Okay. Cool. And
I'm
real
going
quick,
to find. Is anything here made of
Kieran,
stone?
Yeah, so there's a couple things. So number one, the natural stone formations are, but also these ruins up top. Those are made of
Okay.
stone as well.
Then I would go there and
Yep.
and cast my stone cunning on it. History check.
Yep. Let me get you pyramid. All right.
Yeah, I only got a 12 on investigation, so I'm not sure if that's going to give me anything.
Pirvin, do you know which one you might be in Tailspire?
Yeah, it's the dark elf looking guy on the very left.
No, I mean, sorry. I mean, like, what your name is. There's GSB831, and there's
Oh, I
Xenophir.
don't have Tailspire, sorry.
Okay, no worries. Who is GSB831? That's you?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so let's see. No, that's cool. I've got you here, Pirvin.
Yeah, I'm getting a cars, so I will wait a second before I buy Tailspire.
No, of course, man. No worries. Yep. All right. Let's see. There you go, Erasmus. I'm just gonna give you the Dragonborn for now. All right. So we have Pan, Gretna. I gave this to you, Umbra. Erasmus is in the water. All right. This is you, Pyravin. Let's see. Who am I missing? Pan, Gretna, Umbra, Erasmus, Pyravin.
Macmore?
I'm gonna
Oh,
rummage.
CO. I'm missing CO.
I was about to
CO
say
and
as
Macmorn. CO and Macmorn. Yep. But I'll put in Macmorn later. But CO. Yep.
I'm just gonna start rummaging through all this like debris, see if I can find anything, and with detect magic up.
That's cool.
Chris, how do I get out of the water?
Yeah, you have to hold. So the water's pretty deep. So what you have to do is you have to take your miniature, hold control, scroll all the way up until you're like, yeah, there you go, and then just try to there. You did it. All right, cool. God damn it! What do they call tieflings? What?
I don't. I
Really?
think they're under
Demon
like
sorcerer?
Demon folk or something like that.
It's like,
demon.
yeah, it must be
Or like
half.
devil.
Oh, it's
queen or
half.
something.
It's half demon. That's why. Yeah, I knew it was something weird. Okay. Yep. All right. I'm gonna give this to you as well, Erasmus. Right. I'm gonna give you two things too. All right. So, sorry about that. So, Erasmus, your investigation check, you got a 25, right? Okay. Yep. Give me 1 second. I am gonna put the overall map on this too for you guys.
I know about fish. I eat them a lot.
Yep.
I'm gonna take my boots off so I'm not walking around with sandy boots.
Yeah, if anyone comes next to Erasmus as he gets out of the water, he just goes back to spitting in the sand.
Yep. Okay.
He is so happy to be out in the sun.
I've never seen a body of water this big.
This is a little one.
It's little. It's to the
Yeah,
fucking horizon.
go on the other side of the island. You'll see the big one.
I'm getting there. I'm just trying to search through all this shit.
Yep. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second.
This is where the dragon turtle wanted to get back to. Ooh, look, a seagull! And I go run off.
Yep.
Chasing seagull on the beach.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that you guys notice right away is that this area does seem to be relatively safe. Like there doesn't seem to be much going on. The town beyond you can actually hear signs of life. By the way, there is some bustling going through. You can even see people walking back and forth in the ships on this side. However, Erasmus, one thing that you notice when you go down and look at the fish that are going through, it's not actually like fish do seem a bit foreign to you. You are pretty confident and probably right in the fact that this is somewhere on the northern areas because of the way that the water temperature is set up. However, this is a little bit foreign. As a matter of fact, you see brightly colored fish that you've never seen before that have a very, very slight iridescent glow to them, and they're also like clear fish, so you can see their insides, and that's intriguing to you. You're like, wow, I've actually never seen these. I don't know where they're from exactly.
Does the current flow from the north to the south or the south to the north?
That's a good question. Hold on, I'll tell you.
Because if we're super north, it would go north to south. If we're super south, it would go south to north.
Yeah. One of the things that you do, one of the things though that you are able to, by some of the vegetation with your role, even though you're not familiar with this area or even the fish, you are pretty confident that you are in the Sea of Fallen Stars. And if you sail that to Pan, which is where Pan is from,
Yeah, I think we're in the Fallen
yeah.
Stars. There's a branded kelp here I've heard about, but never got to eat.
Yeah. Pan, remind me, which town are you from again? Which area are you from again in the Sea of Fallen Stars?
Give me 1 second to check on that one.
I'm gonna
'Cause
have
I
to
didn't
guess.
check this before. I don't know how familiar you are with this. The Sea of Fallen Stars is massive.
Yeah,
like,
I know we
massive.
discussed it, like,
Yeah, yeah.
specifically.
I'm gonna say this is the Pirate Isles. That's my guess.
Yep.
I did not write it down. Give me a little bit longer.
That's all right. You can pick an area too if you want to. It's fine with me, but because I know we mentioned Sea of Falling Stars. It's a massive area.
Yeah, I also like remember us talking like specific.
Yep.
Hang on. I'm gonna go look at a map because I might remember which city we talked about.
Some places a turtle coming into your village is good luck if you're a fisherman. Let's hope this is one of those places.
Yep.
I mean, otherwise, we've gotten a lot stronger in the past couple of weeks.
Do you actually know where Ahoy Hoy is, by the way, on the map?
Yeah,
Just
I
out of
do.
curiosity. Okay. All right. Cool. All right,
It's
that's fine.
it's near Tashalar.
Yep.
It's canonically very close to the actual entrance to the Tomb of Annihilation.
Computer's being so slow because of Tailspire.
Yeah, no worries.
We have a full body.
I'll just pick one for now.
Fine. Which one are you picking?
Are you saying for me to pick a town like on the coast?
Well, whatever town you're closest to. I just wanted the general geographic area because you would be underwater, obviously. But just give me a town that you think you're closest to. Unless you really did come from the town itself and not from an
No,
area
I
underwater.
was like,
Yeah.
I made up that the Sea King's Court is down there.
Yeah. That's totally fine. Yep.
Emek?
Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. All right, guys. So, yeah, you're not familiar with this. So, give me 1 second, so I can show you. Once the time comes approximately, but also there's something else. I don't know why this isn't. Okay, here we go. What is going on with this?
In the
Hold on.
interest of transparency, I want everyone to remind everyone that I do have these. And he will reach into his armor and pull out the little pouch he keeps around his neck, his emergency pouch, and dump out 12 sapphires.
Right. Okay, awesome. So, yeah, so there's so the only thing that you guys can gather at this point from where you're at and going through this stuff is that Erastus, you do think that you're somewhere in the north, given the water temperature. It specifically has fish that you are not familiar with. The only other thing I'm trying to see if there's any other thing. I don't think so. There's yeah, you wouldn't be able to see any other landmarks. So, that said, the one thing that is interesting though is that as you start looking through all this, and as you start looking at the coastline, even the coastline is a little bit craggy and like it's got like some dips and stuff. So it is kind of like pretty unfamiliar area. But this must be in. So if it's the Sea of Fallen Stars and if it's north, and if you look at the map, Erastus, it does kind of like basically kind of go things out. But this must be one of the northern inlets of the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Yep.
And you know that it can, and you know that the Dragon's Reach is not part of the Sea of Fallen Stars as a turtle. You know that that's a completely different, basically like ocean locked area. So there's only really one spire that goes north there.
So
But you are not within the Pirate Isles. You are north of the Pirate Isles.
I have an idea.
Yep.
But I'll need a helping hand.
Chris, I just want to say, I just found it's funny that the person who made this map under the map put map by their name.
No, I know. I left it
It's
there.
just
I
funny.
don't want to. I don't want to like. Yeah.
I don't want to
started
be like
doing
I
that
made
because
this.
I feel. Exactly. Yeah. I know. I left it there. Yeah.
Just I was looking around and I was like, oh,
Yep. Yeah. Anytime that someone signs it, I'm not gonna fuck with it. Like anytime. Now, granted, one of the things that I did is I added on to this, but yeah, this was by someone else.
that's nice.
Yeah.
I say let's go and we can camp out here on this little island tonight. We'll go get some food and some drink from that little village and come back and maybe for the first time relax a little bit and get a good night's sleep.
Chris, if I'm going through the ship and I'm rooting through crates and the chests, everything that looks like shipwreck, do I have anything of note?
So are you looking through? Are you looking through here, where I'm on the stream?
Oh, hold on, where's the stream?
Oh yeah, I also rolled a 12, Chris, when I was trying to investigate for the name on any
Chris.
cargo or the dinghy.
There's actually no name on any of this stuff. And it's actually going through it. And I guess can you see my stream too, Sio?
Yeah, I can.
Is that where you were investigating?
Yeah, because Ventrix had mentioned that there was some cargo in like a dinghy, so I'd be
Yeah, he was
rifling through
talking
that.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about this one here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, as you go through it, it does have fisherman supplies in it in this chest here. There actually is some rations, fisherman supplies. There's some extra line, some hook and tackle, and all of it's fresh, meaning that somebody must be on the island doing something, maybe fishing. This boat is light enough that somebody could have easily like taken it up and like put it all the way here. The interesting thing about this though is that yeah, it's a little far from the shoreline and you're not sure why this dock exists the way that it does. You would think that the dock would exist here when there's like, more water or whatever, but maybe this is really low tide for this place. You're
Yeah,
not sure.
that's what I want to look at. Can I see the abrasion marks on the sand, which would
Yeah.
show the coming and going of a tide?
Yeah, you can do an investigation check with advantage.
25.
Okay. Yeah, so that's exactly what's happened. Right now, the tide is extremely low for whatever reason. And once it rises, and I'll show you, this will come all the way to here. But for now, it's low.
Ooh, low tide. That's why it
Yeah.
stinks here. It's a good thing though.
Yep.
Sia would
Good
mention
roll.
that to the group that
Yep.
somebody else is here. So
But they're not exactly a wealthy individual, going through their stuff. It looks like a hardworking fisherman's gear. But yeah, they're definitely on this island doing something.
I want to look in this cave.
Yeah, of course, go for it. Yeah, so here's how if you look at my stream, here's how you do it. You have to bring it all the way down to here, and then you're gonna go in, but it's only this deep. So when you go inside the cave, Erasmus, and I'll move you in, this is what you actually see. So it is a shallow cave. There's only sand and some other things inside of it. However, on the cave are inscriptions. They look like they're graffiti in common. It looks like teenagers have been in here. Some people sign their names. You see, there's actually one that has two names together with a little heart plus a plus. But this is like some kind of like graffiti in here.
I'll
in the
take my
cave itself.
claw and carve Erasmus was here.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, you could totally do that.
Chris, if I'm walking around with magic up, do I get anything of anything?
Yeah, so far you don't. So far nothing. Show me where you're walking, by the way.
I
You
walked
can,
from the dinghy up like sideways. Sure, I'll move my minute.
Yep.
Like here.
Yeah, no worries at all, Pyravin. Yeah, take your time. No worries at all on that.
Guys, there's a cave over
I
here.
actually hope there actually might be a chance, Pyravin, if you hold off. I might actually be able to get keys now anyway, and if I do, I'll hand you one.
It's a nice
I'll let you know.
cave that's not Tor's or doomed.
Yeah, cool. No worries. Yep.
I'm gonna send my familiar, and I want to see if it can like look up towards the heart of the island.
Yeah. You want it to fly up to the ruins?
I want it to. I'm gonna look eyes. I'm gonna sit against the wall for a second. I want to
Sure.
fly up around the ruins and just.
All right. If you do that, so if you fly up in the ruins, you actually see that there is what looks like a human, probably in the age of like 16, 17 years old. He's eating a sandwich. I'm going to put his thing up here. He's eating a sandwich. He's got his legs. He's sitting up here, doing something, but hold on. We'll just use this guy. He doesn't have any weapons on him though. He's right here. He's sitting like over the ledge. He's eating something. It looks like he has some fishing gear as well. But he's just like hanging out on this side, looking out into the ocean over here. So there is at least one person on the island with you. He's up here. He's all
You
the way
hear
up here,
me
though.
muttering that out loud while I see through, because I kind of am just 1,000-yard stare looking through my owl, and I'm telling everyone that as I see it, where he is, what he looks like, and I'm gonna say, we should probably think of a plan now that we're all here. Maybe
say
that
hello.
we were shipwrecked or something.
That's fine. That works. Let's go say hello.
Very well. I'm gonna pop out of my owl and I'm gonna follow Erastus up.
Yep. And for the people that do have Tailspire, if you want to investigate, by all means investigate, but move your miniature. Because, and this is how it's going to be now that we have Tailspire, always move your miniature, because that will, I have hidden things set up, and that will alert me when we need to stop, roll for initiative, all that stuff. So there's little, like, markers and stuff around. So definitely move your miniature if you actually want to see something. But cool. All right. Yeah, so Erastus, as Erastus gets to this place here too, he realizes, oh, this is fucking hard. Like so basically this is not the easiest terrain. Anyone that goes through here either has to go like up through these areas inside buildings to climb up. It's kind of rickety, dangerous. Anyone that's up here is semi-competent because they were able to find a way around, or maybe they just knew where they were going. But like where Erastus was, he was showing too, it's hard to climb. So you do have to kind of like investigate your way in a little bit. Like Pan has found one of the entrances, presumably, to go through. So
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make myself look ragged and sandy and wet.
You don't
Okay.
need to use a spell
Yep.
for that.
Well,
I
I'm
am
not actually
ragged
gonna
and
roll
sandy and
around.
wet.
yeah.
So, yes, prestidigitation.
So my
All right.
mini
So
can't fit
Ara-
through this
so
opening.
here's the thing. You know what you do? What you end up doing is you just take it down. Like if you look at mine thing too, you can actually take this down to the tool part down to around here,
You want me to
and
move
then you just
Theo?
put it through, and then do it up. It's kind of awkward. This is the problem with interior spaces right now. Yeah, exactly like that, like CO did, like Erastus did, and then just bring it up. But that's the real problem with interiors right now with Tailspire.
I just assumed Theo's going with Erastus. I'm not
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this guy did an amazing job. I mean, this is a really, really well built town. The only thing I added on, so if you guys look at the stream, is some of this area over here. He didn't have as many buildings, and some of these buildings are actually taken from other assets. Plus, I needed some custom stuff. But for the most part, he built this thing. It's fucking phenomenal. He did a great job. But anyway,
Yeah, Sia would go with Erastus, but when he's like, "Oh, we'll just pretend that we're shipwrecked or something," Sia will walk into the water, and she's going to make sure that Kiri like comes out of her backpack or wherever he's been hiding,
yeah.
and she's gonna take a few minutes to kind of just like introduce Kiri to Faerun.
Yeah, no, Kiri is like super excited. He absolutely wants to get out and he like begs you to get out. However, Erastus, once you had gotten to this area and this guy sees your character in particular, you can tell that he starts freaking out. He like runs over to this door, he opens it, and he goes inside.
Can I like call out to him and be like, "Wait, you're shipwrecked. We're not from the area. We just want to know where we are."
Hello.
No harm.
He says, you're monsters.
No,
How did
no,
you
no.
get here?
No, we are shipwrecked. We're stranded here. Where is here, by the way?
He points to Erastus. He's like, what? he's like, what?
I just wave at him and smile. I'm like, nope, I'm a turtle,
He's a big
not a
turtle.
monster. But I mean, that's par for the course with every
Yep.
village. So
So you see that he like comes back out over here. And this is a good 20 feet, 25 feet. And you notice that he actually jumps over to this area here, which is pretty decent. Like the acrobatics on that is pretty difficult. And he lands. He doesn't have any weapons on him, by the way. And he to get a closer look at you. And he's like, whoa, and he's looking over at your armor and everything else and
oh yeah,
trying, yeah, he
make
looks,
it
and
myself.
then he sees Theo and he literally back ups and almost stumbles. And
Whoa,
he's like, what is going on?
you're what's
We're
your name?
travelers.
What's your name?
Yeah, so Neurasis, as you can tell, and Theo, this kind of reaction too, you're kind of used to this someplace, but this guy must be really backwaters because it seems like you've never seen a tiefling before,
Tiefling.
which is
Yeah.
pretty backwaters.
Yeah,
I mean,
tieflings
yeah.
are rare. Turtles are exotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Seal will offer, she'll quickly cast Mage Hand and kind of have it loop around to push on his back to help steady this kid. And
Yep.
she'll assert with Umbra that we're just wayward travelers who washed up here and we're kind of lost, but we
He
don't
goes,
mean him any harm.
yeah, he looks at you, Umbra, and he said, this is the dark sea god, isn't it? This is the prophecy.
no, this isn't Umberly. Leave it alone.
What was that?
He's like the devil woman in the talking turtle man.
You know, some
Well,
people do take offense to that.
If you think that's scary, look at this. And I point as Pan walks in.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no.
he
don't
does, and then as he looks at you, Pan, he's like, what are you?
Well, that's rude, don't you think?
Can
Yeah,
we
you
get
can
a
tell
name?
he's like completely like he's not even his surprise is genuine. He is absolutely shocked right now at all of you, and you can tell he's like almost he's got an easy footing where he's at as well. And I mean, he's competent at jumping clearly and climbing, but he's like very surprised by all this.
I'm gonna slowly approach him with both my hands up.
Yep.
Nothing in my hands. I'm going to reach out and shake his, if
Okay.
he lets me.
Yeah, he will. Yep.
My name is Umbra. I know our appearances seem weird. Can you tell us the name of this town, please?
He said, uh, he said, this is amazing. And he looks around and looks at everyone. He's like, I've never really like, I haven't really traveled much outside of Arns Cove, but I mean, I didn't even know that there were things like this. Like, and he's like staring at Theo. He can't get his eyes off Theo.
Did you say Arns Cove?
Yeah,
Arns
he
Cove.
says Arns Cove. Yeah.
Oh, Rastus, look out. Someone's eyeing your woman.
I was about to say, is it a good or a bad stare?
You can't tell. He's like enamored with you, but maybe he's terrified. Maybe not. Maybe he's like smitten with you. It's so hard though because he's unbelievably shocked. And
What?
and occasionally he's looking at you, Erasmus, and you can tell that he's eyeing your armor. Like the armor is what he's really impressed with out of all of this.
Oh,
Like
kid.
yeah.
You want to see something cooler than this?
Yeah.
Watch this, and then I will like slap it and make it turn into its guardian form, where it completely encapsulates me and the eyes glow.
Yeah, he's like oh my, he's like you're like a turtle knight. He's like, this is amazing. He's like, are you guys from like Neverwinter?
No, you're from
I
Neverwinter.
wish.
He said,
Sort of.
no. I definitely. I mean, I've never even been to that coast, but I mean, this is. Are you adventurers?
Here, kid.
Sort
And
of.
I'll pop the helmet off and then toss it to him and let him put it on his head so he can look through the eyepiece.
Yeah, he totally will. Yeah, he takes it from you. He's like going through it. Yeah, he's pretty happy.
Lets you see in the dark.
He said, "This is amazing."
Well, glad to see your opinion of us has changed.
Told you. I know how to talk to
No, he takes the helmet off. He's like I didn't mean to offend you, pretty demon lady. I've never seen anything like this.
It's fair. Until Erasmus joined my company, I hadn't seen anything quite extravagant as this, but you're more than welcome to call me CO.
Yeah.
Not
He
all
said,
tieflings
yeah.
take kindly to Demon Lady.
He says, "No, I'm sorry. Thanks, CO. Where did you guys come from though? Like, did you? I mean, uh, I mean, this is kind of a hell of a time to like show up too. Like, the town itself is like going through a bit of a hard time. So when you guys get into town, just be careful. They're gonna think that you're part of the Dead Sea God sacrifice, and I just don't. I would rather, I wouldn't want to see anything happen to you." And then he looks at your armor. He says, "Although," he said, "I bet you guys could totally handle yourself." And he smiles. Yeah.
Start
Probably.
at the beginning.
He
Is
said,
it
"Yeah."
if
He
it's
said, "Old."
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, he said old grist. He said probably couldn't even take you guys anyway. But he said, "Look," he said, "Well, first off, where are you from?"
Wait, first off, what's your name?
He says, "My name's Sebastian."
Oh, Stan?
Under the sea.
I wish.
Yeah, I'm a talking crab.
You want some? You want some?
Under
You want
the sea.
some food? We have some leftover food. We can sit and talk about it.
He said,
Yeah.
yeah. He said,
Sure.
I'll take some food."
I still have some meat and cheese left over from that tower. Everyone, come sit down.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'd love to hear more about this dead
Yeah.
sea god sacrifice.
He said, "Yeah." He said, "So, long story short, there's a man in town that basically runs things. He's kind of like our local law enforcement, I guess. But see, here's the thing: we're not part of the Lord's Alliance, and we don't get a ton of visitors. As a matter of fact, this area by sea is. That's why I'm asking how you guys got here. This town's gonna be a little suspicious of visitors because it's kind of hard to navigate this area." And he points out to the ocean. He said, "You see this is the problem. The sea, when it rises and falls, especially around Orange Cove and Kelblast and it even gets like really bad up by Uthmere." He says it's and he says, "Look," and he points out to where there's all these jagged rocks going through it, and it looks like what's happening is the current kind of tends to dash within these rocks, and it does look like it probably is presumably hard to navigate these areas. And then he points out, he's like, "You should see up by Uthmere. You should see all the shipwrecks." He said, "So," he said, "to be honest," he said, "and the fact that I don't see your ship anywhere," he's like, "I'm not an idiot. I don't think you guys sailed in here. I mean, and that could end up being a problem." He said, "That said," and he gets really quiet. He says, "Maybe you guys should go into town." And he gets like this like kind of mischievous look on his face.
And why do you think we should go into town, given you just gave us such a fair warning?
Can I
He said,
do an insight
because,
check?
yeah, go do an insight check first.
Oh, thank God. I've been trying to find this on a map.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if you fail this, you get to have an advantage. This guy's not great at this anyway. It looks like he has he has some kind of problem that he's hoping that you solve, and then he'll flat out tell you. He says, "Look," he said, "I've had some problems with the guy who runs the town in particular. Like, he's kind of a religious zealot, but even worse, he's kind of makes everyone's life awful. And maybe you guys are going to be our savior here."
Absolutely, yes.
You say he's a zealot. Do you know what God?
He said, that's the thing. We're not allowed to know what God he worships, which is already strange. And it's been this way for 25 years, and no one questions it. Like me and some of the younger folk, we've even been gone. Like, I've even had to leave to go to Kilbass to work for a time just by like saying things and questioning things. This is a small dale. Like, there's only maybe 50 of us. We're mostly fishermen and farmers, but this guy kind of rules things with an iron fist. But here's the thing: we can't really say anything because he's got, and he whispers, magic. he runs things with magic. But anyone who says anything about this, they end up disappearing or just kind of leaving.
So, you said Dale. Are you close? Are we close to the Dalelands?
He said, "See, that's the thing. Like, we're not allowed to leave this area. I've actually only ever been to Kelbast and Thelnam, and I know we're in the Easting, but that's what he tells us. He says that we're New Dale, and it's been this way ever since my parents have been here, ever since I've grown up. He said I've never actually seen the real Dales. I've heard that they're like, I kind of have a general idea, but we're not really allowed to like leave this area because." And then he whispers, he's like, "Also, there's the Ghast, and I don't know if the guy's lying. I mean, I think he is, but I've never been able to like go on it. But like, I don't want to die and become a ghost."
Dude, what is going on with your town?
Who has a map? Does anyone here have a map?
I can have a map if you give me 1 hour. I can magically make a map.
Do you? No one has a map ready. Gretna, CEO, no one.
Gretna can't
No.
move her character. She's
The,
having trouble doing that.
the last time
Oh,
that
hold
we
on.
were in the overworld, we couldn't afford a map.
No, we may have gotten a map. I have a cartography set, but I don't think we ever thought to buy.
We only got a map from that room with the curtains of that place. That's
You guys
it.
actually, so one of the things that I may not have ever kind of explained this well, but if you guys open up your books, it actually does have a map of Faerun in it. The books actually have a map of Faerun, which is how we're using
Then
it in the
I will
overworld,
open them
yeah.
up.
I was trying to avoid that, but
I'm gonna show Sebastian the map of the world.
Okay.
And be like, just in case you've never seen it, this is the world.
you point to where you are here. Is that something you're?
He probably doesn't know.
Well,
in relation
if
to
you
the
ask
world.
him to point to where he's from, he is all the way over on the left side of the map. He's over here, close to Neverwinter, looking for where he has no idea. He has absolutely no idea.
here-
He
and I'm
thinks
gonna-
this is his water.
I'm going to show him Uthmir and be like, this is Uthmir. Go from there.
Yeah, so he does. So you point to Uthmir. He's like, oh, he's like, what? He's like, oh, this makes so much sense. And he's pointing to it. He's like, I guess this is where I'm at. He's like, this makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, look, there's Kelbast.
And I am from all the way, and I go to the far bottom left of the map to where Chult is from there.
Yeah. Yeah, if you circle it, you can point to it and show him where
Yeah,
you're at.
I just show him like that's where I'm from.
Gotcha.
Far away.
Yep.
Where
He
the
said,
water is warm
"Whoa."
and the fishes are colorful.
He basically he asks if he can like see your book and he wants to go through it real quick. So
Can I
Maybe that's about
insight that as soon
you
as
can,
he says
you totally
that?
can. You totally
Yes,
can. Yeah.
please.
Do it. Yeah, go
Theo
for
is
it.
suspect.
Yeah, of course.
This book is really special to me, but I can make you a copy of the map.
By
if
the
you
way,
want
the
to.
book does actually have, so this is why we're using this. The book actually allows you to see every single thing on our overworld map. Now, guys, just so you know, there is actually more to the Faerun map than what's on this thing. I'm using something that was actually built off of Reddit, so it has most of the canon module locations, and it has most of the major cities and the lower cities, but there's certainly more, just as a heads up. But this is everything that you guys have access to now through the overworld.
If you're supposed to be showing something on your stream, we can't.
Oh,
see
it's on Owlbear. If you go to Owlbear, I've changed it now. Sorry. Yeah, so if you go to Owlbear, this is what you guys actually. It's the same map that you were using from Thay. This is what you're gonna have access to in your books. These are literally all the areas that you can go through.
Oh yeah,
all
yeah.
Of,
I
all
have
of
a
these.
poster of this
Yeah.
on
Yep.
that I use for my games.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, this was created by a person from Reddit. What I'm not supposed to say, but I'll tell you guys, this is actually so well done, especially with the nations that it's going through, that people from Wizards of the Coast use this as well. Like, this is fucking phenomenally done. Like, this whole thing is really, really done well.
Oh god, I want to get to Symbia so bad.
But anyway, yeah.
Chris,
This has a lot of things on it. There's still more things that are outside of it. Go ahead.
can I actually just switch my city to Starmantle? It sounds cooler.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So where does he think he's from?
On you.
Could you draw it, Chris? 'Cause then I don't
Yeah.
know.
He's here. This is Arns Cove. This is actually where he's
Oh,
from.
okay, good. We're
Yeah. That's
Wow.
why, if you notice now, you are in the Sea of Falling Stars on one of the most northernmost peaks of it, which is why it's colder up here. You're in between, and by the way, this blue is not water. This blue is landmass. If you look, so sorry, I'm sorry. Some of the blue is water, but the darker blue here, this is all landmass. So
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was close with my guess of the Pirate Isles.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I got a 16 to insight why he would want to look at Erasmus's book.
It looks like what he's doing is it looks like he's incredibly curious of the world. It doesn't seem like he has any kind of evil intent. And it more looks like he's like super not curious. Maybe he's looking for like an exit or escape route, but that's what you're getting from him. It's not actually, it doesn't seem like it's any ill intent.
Okay. Well, as Erasmus hands his book over to Sebastian, Seal will ask him if he can't speak about what little he knows about this religious icon their town leader worships. Would he be willing to write it down for her?
He says
Kind of.
he whispers to you, see, he said, that's the thing. I think he's lying. He tells me it's the great drowned god. Like that's the rumor that we've heard. We've heard him use that term. I don't even know if he's telling us the truth in that. He said the god himself has outlawed any form of religion, so he's privately allowed to worship, but we're not allowed to know his name. It's really strange.
That's really weird.
Is odd. Huh. Well, we'd be happy to help, but not really sure where we could start.
He said, well, good luck. The guy's kind of a jerk, and once he sees that you're like not from around here, he's just gonna use that and like, try to like probably put you in his dinky little jail. And he points over to the island, and he's pointing. If you look at my stream, he's pointing somewhere in this direction here.
Well, maybe
He said, look. Also, he said that's the church right there, and he points over. If you look at my stream, he's pointing to this building.
maybe we shouldn't stick around then, if it's just going to bring trouble on everyone.
He said, I kind of hope you do bring trouble.
I like you, Sebastian.
What do you suppose we do then?
We can give this guy a what for and see what happens, but I'm not certain if that's, unless we got some kind of long-term solution, we give him a good old bump on the noggin and then he just gets mad and takes it out on you folks.
He said
Sebastian,
no. He
you
said that's.
worship
He said he actually interjects. He said, "Listen," he said, "I don't really know how these things work, but if you guys do like threaten him, I'd rather you just." And he like looks down. He like thinks about what he's about to say. Could you just kind of like get rid of him?
Like hit him until he dies.
Yeah, because I am a little worried that like, what if you guys do something and then he like, he like kills me or my mom or something.
Is that a sentiment shared by the town?
That's normally our plan A.
Yeah.
Well,
he said to be honest, he said some people really like.
About?
Yeah, he said some people really like this guy, and he looks over at UCO. He's like, I tell everyone what a jerk this guy is, but no one's really listening to me. That's actually why I'm out here, to be honest. I'm kind of a loner because of this.
I got a nat 20 on I'm sorry, I got a 19 on
Yep.
what religion, what god they're talking about.
The drowned god.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So the only thing that you're like understanding from this is that well, there's a couple things. So do you want to like try to like probe him on this? Like ask some questions, because there is nothing that's like obvious from the drowned god of anything in Faerun. But so this is what you know. There is Umberly actually does have, from your amazing roll, Umberly actually has a weapon called the Drowning Death, and the goddess Umberly uses this. And it's basically like a trident almost or something. That's the only thing you've ever heard of, like drowning. So you can start asking questions. But Umberly does have an actual item that's called the. Now there is also there is also there is like Tempest clerics that are followers of like a down drop from Fable. This is a UA thing. It's all bullshit. It's from the fucking Game of Thrones. Ignore it if you find it. It's not real. It's not even in Faerun. It's fucking Game of Thrones. But anyway, so
The sea god, the dead sea god. What kind of sacrifices and why?
Chris, for the record, I totally called it.
so what did you ask him, Greta?
I'll ask him what kind of sacrifices and why. What is he sacrificing to appease the god, and what does he give her?
Oh, he said, yeah. He said, here's the. This is why. So here's the thing. Like every now and then there'll be like a person, like myself or someone else that he seems to like target and get through. And so far nothing's happened to me. But I've had friends go missing, and I swear to God, it's that guy. And what'll happen is he'll tell everyone if if something bad happens out in sea, or if like somebody does go missing. Oh, they were sacrificed by the drowned god. Which, by the way, I mean, granted, maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe this is a real thing. But people come to our village. I've asked every single one of them. No one's heard of this guy. No one knows who the drowned god is. And I'm like the only one smart enough to question it. Like, what's going on?
What kind of
Okay,
magic?
let's just go ask this. What's the guy's name again? What's the town master name? We'll go ask him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Grist?
Yeah, he said his name's Grist. Yeah,
Grift?
Grist. He said Grist.
Grist.
What time of day is it right now?
It's late afternoon.
Why don't we go visit him early tomorrow morning? Why don't we take a rest?
Yeah, that's.
Well, I was gonna say we're gonna resolve this as well. Like you guys, if you want to, obviously can do that. But let's resolve here. But then, of course, it'll be next session.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna. Sorry.
He's got no symbols. He's got no. That's.
Yeah,
Well-
he does acknowledge that. By the way, he said I've never seen a symbol ever.
Yeah.
He's like,
I
but
am
that's the thing.
understanding
He's like that's the tenets of the god though. And he looks at you and he says that's just it though. See, that's why we can't argue with him, because the tenets of the god are that these things are blasphemous. Symbols, other things, even talking about it. Anyone else in the town worshiping this god, it's all blasphemous. That's what I mean. This is ridiculous, right? I'm not crazy.
You're not
Sounds
crazy.
familiar.
Yeah.
Why
And you
don't
can't worship any other god.
That's
Say the
right,
name
yeah.
out loud.
Uh-huh.
Can't even
Oh.
say their name. A little too.
Why don't you skedaddle on home and tell no one we're here, and we'll look into this in the morning because
we won't let
He said no.
anybody know
He
that
said
we
I
talked to
promise.
you at
He said
all.
if you guys are gonna help my mom and help the town, he's like, I promise I won't say a word. I'll say nothing.
Because if you do, we'll know who did it.
Well, yeah, but not even that. Like, guys, like, here's the other thing. I didn't want to ask this, but my mom's kind of sick, and like, he said, I don't know, maybe I'll wait till later. He's like, all right,
Where's
can,
your
that's
mom?
okay. What?
Where's your mom?
Do
He
you
said,
live in town?
Wait. You can do things. You have like magic, and he runs down to you, Gretna.
Fuck yeah, I can, and I'll make we can, and I'll make Mage Hand next to me. Start applauding.
Why
Yeah.
don't you
He
if
said,
you're-
wait, can people like heal? Like, can you make sick people better?
She's amazing at it.
That's what
She's
I
really
do.
brought me
In the
back to
name
best
of
every time.
Tyr. Who gave me the
looks
power.
he looks at you and he says, my mom's had a fever for like almost a year, and like she's like really could use you. Now as he starts going through, he's going to give you some symptoms. Make a medicine check on this.
I have proficiency in medicine, can I, sister?
Yeah.
You can have guidance. I don't know what it'll do, but you
Umber's
got it.
gonna tug on Sio's sleeve, and he's gonna
15.
go. I can talk to
15?
a few more people today.
All right. So yeah. So this is so you've heard of this. This is like this is actually a common form of like typhoid up in the north. This is a real thing. Now, unfortunately, it's not as easy as just like healing someone with magical healing all the time to go through. It's just temporary. However, with a 15 as a cleric of Tyr, with enough time, meaning if you wanted to stay in the village for like a week, gather the right ingredients, and then concentrate your healing, you can absolutely cure this disease. As a matter of fact, clerics of Tyr and clerics of other things would literally do this all the time. The problem is that it takes a week. It's basically a ritual that takes a week to heal one person, and obviously, it's already been decided that you can't go around and do this for everyone. And the real problem is that once it's found out, these are by the way, these are hidden things that you know of Gretna as a cleric. You've actually been given kind of like once you go through the ranks, starting this out or whatever, this is why diseases still exist within Faerun. It's known that you really cannot not only save everyone, but it also destabilizes things when you start to go through and basically heal people. And this is a terminal thing. She will eventually die from this. It'll probably
How
take
long
a
does
couple
she
years.
have?
She has a couple years, but
She still has
but
a
she
couple of years.
yeah, but she will definitely die from this if you don't take care of it. He doesn't know that, by the way. But here's the thing, the more and more you get out that you can basically cleanse this thing, the more and more that's expected of the church. The point that you are not supposed to necessarily be using your powers for this. That said, in a backwaters town where no one has any idea of what the hell you're doing, whatever, you personally, if you really wanted to cure this, think it's safe enough that fuck it, you could get away with this. Even yes, you're misusing your power, but at the end of the day, you're helping someone, and that's in that's in the spirit of Tyr. You wouldn't want to necessarily do these kind of things with Neverwinter without the church's okay, essentially.
Rules is
Okay,
written versus rules is intended.
Here's the
Yeah,
deal.
exactly.
I only cure people who are worthy of it. And I'm not doing it now until we get rid of this guy who will not let people worship Tyr here.
No, fair. He said, "Fair enough. I won't say a word. Matter of fact, if you can help my mom, oh my god, that would be amazing.
Well,
thank you so much."
if I deem you worthy. But first, I'm not going to do it until we get rid of this guy.
He said, "All
I
right."
don't
He
like
said,
him.
"He said
won't let me.
fair." He said, "Totally
even talk.
fair. Totally fair."
Well, maybe in the meantime, this will help a little bit, and I'll dig into my kit and pull out some of the medicine from my healer's kit and give it to him.
Yeah, it would. That will help. That will. It's basically like the same as like healing her sore throat temporarily, stuff like that. But he'll totally take it.
Yeah. Hope that helps.
Now, keep in mind, you have no idea, Erastus, that this is how things work. You just assume that Gretna wouldn't even be able to cure something like this because what'd you get for your medicine check?
He assisted her.
No, oh, sorry. I thought Gretna, you got the 15. You got a 15 too,
I got the
Erastus?
15, yes.
Did you make a medicine check, Erastus?
Give me 1 second, Chris. I'll be right back. I just gave her advantage.
Yeah,
Okay,
he just
no
gave her
worries.
advantage that he didn't
That's
roll.
fine. So you would kind
Oh,
of
you
know
gave
this
advantage
going
to
through it.
Gretna? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but well, it doesn't matter. I mean, like Erastus, since you went through this, you would kind of know this as well. You know that this is kind of bad. You know that what it is. You don't know that she's necessarily going to die from it, but she could, and you just know it's kind of bad. And if you didn't hear that, so you can relay that to him. But anyway, so anyway, yeah. So yeah, he's going to take it. He's going to take that stuff, and he'll give it to his mom.
Before he hurries
Sorry,
out,
Oracle.
CO is gonna make
an
him
18.
pinky promise her that he's not gonna say anything about them staying on the island and that no one's gonna come looking for them.
Yeah, I know. He says, "Trust me," and he says, and basically he reasons with you like he's not going to risk his mom. He's basically not going to risk his mom, and you can tell that he's like genuinely happy that you guys are here.
Well, before we start, and as a first point of trust, can we sleep here? We're real tired.
Yeah.
He said honestly, he's like, I'm kind of the only person that comes out here, probably. He said, and he shows you. He actually shows you one of the buildings that's intact up here. So he shows you that this building here is pretty much intact, but then he warns you. He's like, look, there's a rope that goes all the way up if you want to go through it. There's not really any ceiling. He said, but this building's pretty good. And he comes over here and shows you. And then he also shows you, he shows you some of the other buildings that are going through. None of them have roofs, unfortunately. He said, but you know what? He's like, if it were me and you really wanted to stay here, he shows you like where to put like cloth to like make a structured tent over here or whatever. And he's pretty helpful in that respect.
What
But yeah,
about Kate?
everything has an open Like there's no roof on any of it, but
What, any caves you know of?
yeah, he said that there's actually is a cave, and he points down to this area here, but he says there's another cave on this side as well.
Oh.
He said there's actually two. He said, and he goes over here and he like points them. So he sends you over Erasmus. You go over there, and he says that there's actually one that's easier to get to than the other one. He said there's one over here, and he points to that down there, and then said there's a cave in here too.
Well, I think I'm gonna go grab a nap in the sand while you guys bunker in. But just come back here in the morning, Sebastian. We'll game plan this. In the meantime, I'll give him 4 silver for a good dinner for him and his mom.
Okay, yeah, no, he'll definitely take it. He's like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. He said, wow, you guys, wow. And he runs off kind of excited.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, you can tell that's a decent amount of money to him too. So kind of a lot of money.
I think we should put up a watch anyway, or Lehman's tiny hut at least.
I'm gonna start ritual casting Tiny Hut in the higher up cave, and I'm going to make it match as close as I can to the color of the rock.
And
okay,
Chris,
cool.
quick question.
Yeah.
I might need another player to help me with this, but when I burrow and nuzzle into the sand and then I go into my shell, how without my armor on, like covering my shell, how much like a rock do I look?
Erasmus laying eggs.
So you kind of no, you kind of look like a rock to anyone far away, like 100 feet or so. You would just assume that you're like a rock because it's just your shell going through it. If you really wanted to like completely camouflage yourself, you would need someone's help with putting twigs, sand, other things on top of you. But
Sia
but
would
I
do it.
mean, passive perception. I was gonna say you'd have to have more than like a 15 passive perception to like notice from a distance that you were not a rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sleep in the sand, guys. I've missed it.
I'm also
Yeah.
gonna cast sending to Sio's brother.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, did I ever get a response when I sent him a
No.
message last?
No.
No.
I'm just
What do you want
going
to say? What do you want to say to Sio's brother?
I'm contacting you on behalf of Sio. How are you? Where are you? And what has happened since she last contacted you?
Okay. You wait around. I'll let you know if he responds, but no response.
And I am also going to reach out to Fentrix.
Yep.
I'm going to let him know just a couple words. We're safe. We landed in, and I'm going to say the name of the town.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you can message that to Fentrix. He'll be able to respond to you next session.
I'm gonna actually get back up. I want to go up to Umbra and ask if he can put a charge of sending. No, he can't put. He just used. Never mind. I was gonna ask him to put it in my spell ring.
I can upcast it.
Yeah, can you give me a sending in the spell ring, please?
Yeah, sure. I will cast Ascending into the Ring of Spell Storing.
Yep, thank
Sure.
you. I'm gonna use that tomorrow. I'm gonna call Kino.
Sure.
Oh, is that purple lady?
Bitch.
The one you said was bitch? Yeah, she was kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
But
By the way,
She was up north in the cold. I want to let her know I'm not in the cold and I'm not dying.
so by the way, there's going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of tangible places just like this, but this is now like this is an anything kind of thing. Like anything you do will have real consequences and otherwise. But if you did ever decide, guys, that you wanted to like take over an island or a structure or whatever, just let me know ahead of time so I can get some heads up or whatever. But now that we have Tailspire, we can actually build things. So let's say, like theoretically, I don't necessarily think that you guys will choose this, but let's say you wanted this as like a base or whatever. You just have to let me know so I can manipulate some of this so that we can actually start building on it. And then you're good to go. But of course, there's everything comes with consequences. You have to actually do it. Like you'd have to actually take this area or whatever. But as a heads up, though, technically any place, you guys are powerful enough that almost any place, if you wanted to be like terror lords, you could take probably. Most places you could probably take. But anyway.
Before the session ends, could Co attempt to message her brother again?
Yeah,
Same old. And
yeah.
then, out of curiosity, Co can't message her god through the book, right? I know she doesn't
No,
know her true name.
no,
Okay.
she can't. She can't. By the way, did you allow Kiri to fly around?
Yeah, I'll allow him to fly around here, but I would tell him he would need to camouflage himself. But I would let him fly within 60 feet of me, like up and about.
Okay. Yeah, he does. Then he's like he loves this. He actually tells you too. He's like, oh, he said, I've never even smelt this air before. What kind of air is this? Well, this is super good. I love this air. And he's like very excited about this.
I'll also, while we sleep, I will rebuild Bimmy.
Okay, cool.
And
Yeah,
that's all I got for
the
tonight.
air does, by the way, have a sweet, almost. It does have a very light, salty like thing, but it has a sweet, like almost like spray taste to it. This is new for you, even Erasmus. Like you don't know why this exists, but up here the air is slightly sweet.
Nice.
All right, cool. All right, guys. So this is where we'll end up, and yeah, from here on out, everything will be Tailspire. Or I think everything will be Tailspire. I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
Yep.
And we are out of the Doom Vault.
Adakushu blessed us,
You are officially part of the open world now. Officially.
and we're level 10.
Uh-oh.
No,
That was
no,
one
no,
weakness.
no level yet.
I mean, level 9.
But
Yeah,
Level 9.
99.
yeah, no, not level 9 yet. But yeah, you are officially part of like the overworld. You can literally ignore, and I tell this to all the groups, you can ignore every hook you see and just explore if you want. Of course, later you can go outside the map, but you may have to figure out how to get off of Faerun if you do that.
Let's get to Cormier and checking on Kino's parents.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
We're a lot closer than she is.
You don't know where she is.
We know where she is.
So wait till you get that sending.
So yeah, tomorrow morning's like, hey, guess who's not freezing his ass off? Me.
Yeah, Co would probably also try to message Kino and Henri, see if anything's stuck. But not this session.
Oh,
next
yeah,
session.
'cause
Oh, couldn't I just ask Professor Orb where are we? I totally forgot I had him back.
Oh, we have it.
He's broken.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
about to say
great!
this-
You gave me a junk orb.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
Fuck
say
off.
you'll have to figure that out later. Yeah.
it's what you deserve.
I also took my bird back, Erasmus.
I think Pan got more use
I
out of the
forgot I
bird
had
than
that.
Isis.
Well,
Okay.
luckily we'll never
Good night,
remember now.
everybody.
But
Yeah. Good night, Greta.
Night, Gretna.
I still have a steel defender that's broken.
Well, I mean, hey, now we got time. We got all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Let's go to Eberron.
Yeah. I'll have to. Well, me and Chris will have to discuss like how crafting works and like improving things not by magic but by mundane means.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to build Voltron.
Yeah. So the one thing to keep in mind too, and the other groups going through this as well, travel does take a while, and you'll see there's going to be lots of distractions during travel as well. That's one thing to keep in mind. If you're not teleporting, travel takes forever. Like it's like, I mean, you're looking at like even if you have the fastest mode of transportation and you're just going by, not going by the ocean, but going by literally like roads and stuff, it would take you, like, let's say you wanted to get to yeah, let's just say you wanted to get to Cormier. You're at like literally like 3 weeks probably. And 3 weeks, I mean, it's not something where we skip through. You literally have to go day by day to get through it, and there's a ton of shit that can happen to you. And by the way, traveling is dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous actually in some places more than others. And you guys happen to be in a place that's not exactly safe. And it gets worse as you get anything, like if you look at the Great Dale, anything to the right of the Great Dale, like closer to Thay, the Endless Waste, anything like that, super fucking dangerous. You know, like thankfully you guys didn't have to travel out of Thay through like Thesk or any of those places. But you'll see. There's just a shit ton of stuff that can happen to you or that you have options to. So like, yes, Cormair seems like it's close. It's not. It's not close. You'll see.
We are
But
we are actually closer to Cormier, I think.
yeah,
than
you are. You are. And even they're not that close. I mean, it took them, they're pretty close to Cormier, and that was what? An entire session to get, and what,
Yeah.
3 days or so just to get to like, yeah, you'll see. Travel is a thing. So
Yeah, Gage, I hate to burst your bubble. We're not in the Dales anymore.
Oh, that's good for you.
but you'll see that the nice thing about it is that there's going
Where'd
to be
y'all end
so
up?
many more things. Like you're talking hundreds of hooks that you'll see before you get to Cormier even, and you guys can do whatever you want.
Where'd
Like the
y'all
other
end up
group
at?
literally randomly found a mage tower that is fully modeled in Talesway, stuff shit like that. So yeah, you'll see.
Go to Mithranor. Go to
Yeah.
Netheril.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to see when you send that
There's a little
sending.
problem with us going to Nethril. Just a tiny one.
I mean, you
Small.
got the ruins there.
Small
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Go find. Did you ever find Yithrin?
No.
You'll see.
You'll see.
Oh,
Yeah,
you didn't
it's-
turn it back on, did you?
You
No.
will
Wait.
see.
I've missed
I don't
something
want to see.
because all of this is going over my head.
That sending is going to be her just like word vomit until she hits the limit.
It's the shot heard around the world.
She's going to be like, oh my God, you guys are just going to fall out of frying pans into increasingly worse frying pans. There is no fire.
Yeah, but why do you
the
keep
one good
making the
news
frying pan?
is once you do figure out what happened to them or whatever, I mean that is still open to you guys. You'll see. Like any group can theoretically go back there. It's just that
What
once
if
you
we
figure
just
out what they
decided
did.
that Group A is the bad guys of the world? They keep making all these problems. So we're like,
If
So
y'all
it's very
killed Sio's
difficult.
brother, you will be.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out that mystery myself.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to him.
well,
Chris,
I
I
said
like
like
that
session 2.
The funny thing is, I will spoiler this. Kino did not meaningly kill anyone. No one in Group A meaningly.
Oh my God.
Reassuring.
No.
You didn't mean to kill someone.
But
No.
Group A versus Group B. That's how this ends. I said it on session 2. It was going to be Group A versus Group B.
Look,
Yeah,
Erastus.
probably not.
We know nothing.
Erastus, I am sorry. Sio adores Kino in the sense that she is a formidable woman and very confident, and Sio admires that. Sio will throw that out the goddamn door.
Yeah, no.
If she
And you'll
finds
see.
out that something happened.
This is what I think. Without spoiling anything, you're not going to be able to guess what's going on with your dad. So it's nothing easy.
My
and
dad?
on top of, I mean, you'll
What?
see. You'll
What?
see. And then
brother
you're not
is-
going to be able to. You're also not going to be able to guess what's going on with any of like your family. On top of that,
Wait.
and so the other thing that you'll notice later is that everything is super complex. Like you'll see, it's all layered. Even like Erasmus, like wait till we get to Ahoy Hoy. Like there's like
Wait until we
Grin's-
what?
Get
Yeah,
to
wait till we get to
Ahoy
Ahoy Hoy. At some point, I assume we will. I mean, Grin's area we're getting to. That's completely modeled in sales. Like next session, we'll probably get into Grin's village, which he kind of like made up, but that's completely modeled within Tailspire as well already. So, and that's already, you'll see that everything's super complete. You'll see. So, yeah.
Ahoy Hoy's great.
Yeah, Ahoy Hoy's
This-
already in. I have a fully up Ahoy Hoy. I actually did build a lot of that one. Some of it was other assets, but Ahoy is in there.
Does Sio know her dad? I thought she was an orphan.
She was an
you'll
orphan,
see.
but she knew. So, Sio knew her parents, but they died when she was 10. So
Right.
she knew them, saw them. She was an orphan at the age of 10.
Yep.
If that
Yeah,
was
you'll
my
see. It's all
dad
kinds
that
of.
Grin killed, Sio will unleash. I can't wait to find out. I cannot wait to find out.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, yeah.
Guys, I just remembered Turtles worship Umberly.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
shit.
Yep, that's
So
true.
you would probably get along with this guy.
I know. I guess I know a lot about Umberly because that's the main. That's the only
Yep.
Irunian
Yep.
god that's worshipped on Ahoy Hoy is Umberly.
Yeah.
I thought you guys worship the great turtle in the sky.
That's like the old gods.
That's the turtle chaos god.
No, yeah, those are the old gods. But which Erastus still likes because they have way cooler names and they do cooler stuff. The legends are cooler. There's one which came out of a undersea crack, and his breath are all the bubbles in the ocean.